What is good? What is good, everybody? Let me make sure my sound is correct for tonight's show. Let me make sure everything is Gucci. Let me make sure everything is Gucci for tonight's show. We got an epic show tonight, y'all. What is good? Let me make sure I got what I need. Let me make sure I got what I need for tonight's show. Everything's situated. We got quite a bit to talk about. We got quite a bit to talk about tonight. Wack 100 got into some shit. Wack 100 got into some shit. Unfortunately, it was at his artist's big event. One of the biggest events the game has had in quite some time, you guys. An event where the game hosted Kanye West. An event where the game hosted Lil Wayne. The biggest in the industry were out to show love to the game. Quite possibly the biggest mark the game has made on the industry since the Doctor's Advocate. You know what I'm saying? What up, North Carolina? Everybody up in here, let me know what city and state you're from. Let me know what city and state you're from. Let me know what you're blazing on tonight. Hope everybody is enjoying their night. I am back. Sunday night heat, baby, with Mikey T. Appreciate everybody for tapping in. We got an epic show for y'all tonight. I'm going to be joined by a special guest. That is right. I've got a special guest tapping in tonight to help me discuss these topics. We're going to be going over Yung Bleu. That's right. Yung Bleu and Boosie have been going through quite an ordeal. DJ Vlad actually aired out the whole situation. Yung Bleu said something along the lines of Vlad sparked the controversy that was going on with Boosie. Vlad responded to that. We're going to go over some of those tweets tonight, you guys. We're going to go over some of those tweets tonight, y'all. Hope everybody had a good weekend. Hope everybody had a good time. Pop some champagne or something. Smoke some good chronic. I'm about to roll something up. Tonight so we can get started on the show. Everything's Gucci. I got my light. I got my lighter. We Gucci tonight. We got North Carolina. North Carolina on the tap in. Windsor. We got Windsor, Connecticut. Panorama City, California. Hopefully I said that right. Salute to California on the tap in tonight. We've got South Cali, Inland. South Cali's in the building right now. Okay. Appreciate South Cali tapping in. Let me get up a little, I got to get a little poll up for everybody so we can get the interaction popping on the show tonight. I'm going to get a poll up. I'm about to bring in my special guest. Just give me a few minutes. You know how things go at the beginning of the show. Make sure you vote, or make sure you actually let me know where you're tapping in from. All right, cool. What up, Hugo? What's popping with you, Hugo? GA, what up, Darius? We got Georgia in the building. Okay, Colorado, Kansas City. What up, Jay? What up, Philly? 714. Looks like we got England in the building tonight. Okay, that's what I like to see. We got an array of people from a lot of different cities, a lot of different countries tapping in. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot. Okay. I was thinking Philly 714. We got more California, my California brethren. We got Jamaica up in here. We got New Zealand up in here, you guys. That's how we do. Let's go. Everybody go ahead, hit that like button and share this video. Share this video. Everybody go ahead and share this video. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you tap in and let me know what city you're tapping in from. Let me know what kind of chronic you're blazing on tonight. I'm blazing on some runts. Damn, that's that shit right there, you guys. Okay, let me see. Truffles. Okay, you blazing on some truffles? Hell yeah, bro. What up? Yes, sir. We got a great show. We got a great show tonight. We got two epic topics. We got two epic topics for tonight. Sour berry. Okay, sour berry on deck. Sour berry. Okay. Sounds good. I got that strawberry cough. Strawberry cough. Melted some truffle butter diamonds. Freaking bomb. Okay, so what? You melted that on the chronic, bro? What up? What up, Jay? What's up? Life hack? I never heard of that one, bro. Oh, no, no. Smoking on some El Chapo. What up? El Chapo OG. Straight dabs. Straight dabs. Okay, that's cool, man. That's cool. I'm rolling blunts though. You guys. It's usually what I do, man. I was about to get one of those pens this week, but I'm rolling L's. I'm rolling L's tonight, you guys. Hopefully I broke that enough to roll it though. Let me roll some shit up, y'all. Eugene, you smoking on some homegrown? White Widow. Damn, you be on that White Widow. What up? What up? What up? What up, Merc? What's up with you, man? What's up, everybody up in here tonight? What's popping, everybody? Y'all hearing the news? Y'all hearing the crazy news out there? Y'all seeing all the footage mysteriously disappearing? Y'all seeing all the people speaking out? What up, Texas? Texas Way. Appreciate you for tapping in. Definitely appreciate everybody for tapping in tonight. We got a hell of topics tonight. I'm going to be speaking on DJ Vlad going in on Yung Bleu. Yung Bleu actually, from what is being released, he did a couple questionable things. in the Lil Boosie deal. Boosie badass. You know, Boosie put a lot of money up for a lot of different artists, and Boosie's return, you know what I mean? And Boosie's return actually hasn't been what he thought it would be. You know, they say things like, for every 10 artists you sign, at least hopefully one of them will blow up. You know what I mean? Hopefully one of them will blow up. Boosie signed quite a few stinkers, man. But look what has happened with Yung Bleu. Yung Bleu has blown up. I need everybody in here to share this video with at least one person. I need everybody in here to hit that like button. We got an epic show for you guys tonight. I got an epic show for you tonight. Wack 100 was chased out of the game show. We're going to speak about that tonight. He got chased out of his own show with the game. I'm putting up the poll right now. Do you believe it? What do y'all think, man? Did Wack 100 really run out on the game during his show? My house costs $500,000. I don't know what you're talking about. My crib is worth $500,000. Appreciate everybody. Salute to everybody that rents. Salute to everybody that rents. OwnYourOwnHouse.com. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that's a website. I'm just saying it's a way of life. Dudes are talking all types of shit from that crib that they spend $1,600 a month on. It's all good. You know what I'm saying? It's all good, but you'll never own that. You know what I'm saying? Get something that you're going to own in the future. I'm Mikey T, the movie star, for everybody tuning in tonight. We are talking about Wack 100 getting chased out of the game show. Getting chased out of the game show, y'all. How does Wack 100 run out on his artist that he literally goes into every clubhouse? Yeah, excuse me, bro. Excuse me, bro. Yeah, I cut it off at the end. I was being kind of lazy on that one, to be honest with you. But I got like 4 more L's for the stream. I was being lazy. I was being lazy on that one because I'm just getting the stream started, man. I don't like to be more focused on the weed than I'd like to be focused on my stream. You know, tonight we got to talk about some shit. Tonight I'm going over Wack 100 jumping out in between the speakers. You know what I'm saying? That spot at the Novo where he thought nobody would see it. But Wack 100 retreated to the back door. He went to the back door and then he ran into Lil Draws. We ain't talking about big draws. We ain't talking about draws. Maybe Draws sent him. But Wack 100 got caught slipping. And we've seen Wack 100. And we've seen Wack 100 before. He was slipping. He was falling. He could barely get up. We saw it happen. In the last video that he denied. In the last video that Wack 100 denied, where he kind of was looking like Logan Paul during the Mayweather fight when Logan Paul was draped over Floyd Mayweather. That's kind of the look that Wack 100 had at that Once Upon a Time in LA show from the shit that I seen. Don't believe it. They're saying, don't believe it. Where's the footage? Well, some footage that I saw, because there were a few different angles. Everybody go ahead and share this video. Mikey T, the movie star, is live tonight. We are back. It's Sunday Night Heat. I'm back. I'm back, baby, and I'm badder than ever. I had a good weekend, but we're back. Shit's about to get right. Wack, I'm back, and look what happened to Wack. It's like they gave me this story. It's like they gave me this story. This story was bestowed upon me to talk about with y'all. Wack 100 went to the show. You know what I mean? They've been talking about Drillmatic for a few months now. Hell, it might be over a year that they've been talking about Drillmatic. The album's been pushed back time and time and time again, and now it looks like all the bigwigs showed up. Now, what up, Sherelle? Now it looks like all the bigwigs showed up, you guys. Kanye West was out there. Hell, Lil Wayne should be in jail, right? He got pardoned. Lil Wayne would be locked up right now, but he's performing with the game. Everybody share this video. Let's go. Let them know the new blogger's in town, and nobody can stop him. Only thing that could stop me is a $10 million check. And all that would do is turn me in a whole nother direction. All that would do is turn me in another direction. Getting me? Yeah, if Wack wanted to come on the show, I would have Wack 100 on the show. You know what I mean? 100%. I don't judge on that type of aspect. If TrueCar wanted to come on the show, I would have TrueCar on the show, you guys. You know what I'm saying? If people are putting forth an effort in their career, I will have you on the show. Wack 100, obviously, he went to this show, the game show, with no fear. He went there and had all the balls in the world. Maybe he just knew he had to show up. You know what I mean? Sometimes you can have that nervous feeling in your stomach when you're pulling up to an event, but you know you got to be there. You know you got to show face. Hell, you're going to look bad to the game. But allegedly, from what I heard Brick Baby saying, my guy Big Chuck released some shit. The dudes who ran the game out, the dudes who ran the game's manager out, were partying with the game hours later. They were partying with the game hours later. Can you guys believe it? Can you guys believe it? Wack, you might kick game to the curb just like 50 did after this. You might feel like 50 did after this, because 50 didn't like it when Game wanted to go party with Fat Joe, Jada, and Nas. How are you liking it now that Game wants to go party with dudes from the rolling 60s? I don't know. I think Wack's going to be feeling a way about this. We look at the video that Wack 100 released. We're going to be going over all that shit tonight, you guys. We're going over all of that tonight. If you look at the video that Wack 100 released where he's showing his face, yo, man, there's not a scratch on my face. There's nothing on my lips. There's nothing on my nose. Nobody busted up my nose. Look at my cheekbones. They didn't mess up my cheekbones. You know what I'm saying? All that type of shit that Wack 100 was doing on the camera. I have no doubt in my mind, or I'll speculate, I will speculate, you guys, that Wack 100 quite possibly did that video before he actually he actually went to the event. I have a thought in my mind, you guys, that Wack 100 actually filmed this video before he pulled up to the event, knowing damn well what I was just saying a minute ago. When you get that that turn in your stomach, you're like, oh man, I know all Nipsey's proteges, everybody that loved Nipsey's gonna be there. Make sure the car is parked close to the exit. That type of shit. Sherelle says, I was thinking the same thing. I think he kind of felt it. You know, Beanie Siegel shit, he could feel it in the air. I can feel it in the air type shit. An ass whooping's coming my way. I can feel it in the air. Some of Nipsey's homies are going to be walking my way. I can feel it in the air. I might as well make a remix diss track. I can feel it in the air. Mikey T, the movie star, I can feel it in the air. Wack 100 diss. Since Wack 100 actually keeps on saying that everybody out there, you know, he said this about Lil Meech. Somebody should make a Lil Meech diss song. Maybe I should do that. I can feel it in the air diss song. I can feel it in the air. You were in a place, but you really shouldn't have been there. I can feel it in the air. The game is going to drop your ass. You're making even Drillmatic look bad. Wack 100 is putting game in a position right now, y'all. He's putting the game in a position that I don't really think he wants to be in, man. In a position where everybody in LA dislikes his manager. So, I want to go over this whole situation with DJ Vlad. Basically, Vlad kind of got called out by Yung Bleu. I guess Yung Bleu was actually saying some shit about Vlad kind of started the whole situation. Vlad kind of pushed the situation further with Boosie. I witnessed all the interviews. You know what I mean? Vlad said, he posted on his Twitter account, Yung Bleu recently posted on social media saying that my interviews with Boosie are the reason why Boosie is taking him to court. Here are the facts along with the receipts. In January 2018, so we're going all the way back to January 2018, you guys, Boosie asked me to do an interview with his new artist that he had just signed, Yung Bleu. This was Yung Bleu's first ever interview. In the interview, Bleu talks about signing paperwork with Boosie. Here is the interview. So I do remember this interview that Vlad did with Yung Bleu, but more so, I remember the point in time. I remember when Vlad and Boosie were beginning to build their relationship. It seemed to me like Boosie had brought multiple artists to Vlad in order to interview. Another one was Lil Blurry. Now, I was a little bit hesitant to watch Yung Bleu's first interview with Vlad. I did watch it. Yung Bleu was a new artist who really didn't have all that much going on, aside from the fact that he had talent. And one of the predominant factors is that Boosie had a relationship with Vlad to propel him to actually get the opportunity to go on Vlad TV. Because I think we all know that when you go on Vlad TV, it takes your market to a whole nother level. Look at what China Mac is doing. I'm really digging this because it looks like China Mac has brought Mac Eats over to Vlad TV, you guys. So Vlad did an interview out of a favor to Yung Bleu. Now, Blurry didn't really blow up, but Yung Bleu majorly blew up. Now, Vlad says in their first interview that he actually talked openly about signing contract paperwork with, you know what I mean? Signing contract paperwork with Boosie. So then Vlad is like, we do a second interview with Bleu in 2021. By this time, Bleu has blown up and recently got a feature from Drake. In this interview, Bleu now changes his story and says that he never technically signed to Boosie. Here's the interview. So I think a little bit before Bleu may have gotten his feature with Drake, I kind of feel like Bleu actually took on a relationship with Dream Chasers or something like that. I hope my time frame isn't wrong, but I do remember, you know what I mean? I do, yeah, China Mac is the homie, bro. I do remember Blue took on a relationship with Dream Chasers. Dream Chasers seemed to be doing management deals with artists back then. Nothing really of which seeming to have panned out, just from my knowledge of it. So Blue got the relationship with Drake, got the feature with Drake, and he went literally, as Drake says, 0 to 100. Like overnight, the dude, like not overnight, but after the record, Your Mind Still actually blew up. It started blowing up. It's in everybody's ears. Now Blue is really doing his thing. Now they're really doing his thing. So now Blue is changing his story. You see, back in the day when Blue first signed or whatever they did, back in the day when Blue first signed with him, he actually may or may not have been signed. He may or may not have been signed, you guys. It might have been a handshake. It might have been some sort of a partnership, a deal like that. Maybe Boosie gave him some bread. You know, I don't really know how much bread. I can't remember if he said it in the interview. Highly doubt Vlad actually asked him that in the interview. You know what I mean? Vlad trying to be respectable to it. You know, Vlad actually, like he said, you know, I remember some of the first interviews that I did. You know what I'm saying? I remember some of the first interviews that I actually did with some of these artists that had gone on to blow up and get a bunch of bread. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So let me keep going here. Shout out to Melk. I don't know if Melk's watching, but Melk's always welcome to tap in on the channel. But now that Yung Bleu has got a level of success, he's sort of falling back. He's like, yeah, I do have a deal with Boosie. Yeah, I do have a deal with Boosie. But honestly, man, Boosie really just believed in me. We didn't actually sign no paperwork, this, that, and the third. You know, it's like, whoa, man, what happened there? Let me see. I think I got what, nope, that's not it right there. It must be on my other computer over here. I think I actually got what Yung Bleu said. Let me bring it up right here. Yung Bleu said, Vlad, you got your wish, bruh. You've been building this shit with me and Boosie for 5 interviews straight. After we constantly told you the love we have for each other. You got what I wanted. Whoa. You got what I wanted. I think he meant you got what you wanted. What up, Schwinn? Schwinn's in the building. That's my G right there. South Strip. Pissy. That joint's over 160K, right, Schwinn? What's that at? 500K on Spotify? Everybody right here, go click on my bro Schwinn. You can go follow him on YouTube right there. Post your IG up, Schwinn. I'll get that pinned up, my brother. Detail says, I remember when I first heard of Blue and Boosie was pushing him hard. Like I said, you guys, Boosie took his relationship with Vlad and he enabled that in getting Vlad to interview all of his artists. You know what I mean? Vlad doesn't necessarily do that, but Vlad and Boosie obviously have a relationship that goes back a few years. You know what I'm saying? Everybody go follow South Strip. Go follow Schwinn. You can see it right there. That's the Instagram. What up, Chicago? Chicago's in the building. Much love, brother. Much love. So let me go here. I think there's one more message that Blue might have posted. Let me get that up here. So Blue posted this in regards to the deal with Boosie, though. And then we'll get back to what Vlad said, just to give you all the context. So Yung Blue's like, I put millions in myself, investments. Why would I let a dude take millions from me? I tried to make millions with you, and you ignored my vision, treated me like a little dog. I came through every time you needed me. I repoed your brand all over the world, all on national TV, every interview, every show. I can't believe you keep, maybe that says shitting on me in these interviews, like you ever spent it, talking on me in these interviews, like you ever spent $1 on me, like you gave me anything when I signed. Not $1, bro. Never paid for one video, one marketing plan. I never told the world. I always gave you praise, but you shit on me in interviews, man. I mean, all right, let's bring this back a little bit, you guys. Let's bring this back. He said, I repped your brand all over the world on national TV. Nah, I'm sorry, man. I'm just going to keep it a buck. You know, I got all the love in the world for Blue when it comes to the music. You know what I mean? I like Blue's music. He caught a banger with that Your Mind Still, but not at all in that video does it have any mention of Boosie, Badass. There is not one mention of Boosie, you guys. I'm going to ask everybody in the chat right now. I'm going to ask everybody in the chat how you guys feel about this. I'm going to ask everybody in the chat how you guys feel about this. Do you think that Blue, do you think Yung Bleu owes Boosie for his success? Do you think that Yung Bleu owes Boosie for his success? Yung Bleu is saying all kinds of stuff here that he repped Boosie's label has never been repped, first of all. Boosie's label has never been repped on any type of national platform. So that is absolute cap. And for Boosie to say, yo, bro, you can jump on my shit. You can jump on my team. You can rep like you're with me. Nobody else was doing that for Yung Bleu back then. You know what I mean? Nobody else. Just because Badass ENT wasn't like Death Row or wasn't like G Unit. You know what I'm saying? Just because it was kind of a mixed up record label, kind of like Gucci Man shit back in the day, kind of like when Rocco signed Future, that type of shit, doesn't mean they don't have a deal. Boosie put a lot of deals on the table. You know what I'm saying? Boosie put a lot of deals on the table, and Yung Bleu is the one that blew up. Yung Bleu was the one who actually blew up. So now he's saying, now you on these interviews like you ever spent $1 on me. Like you gave me anything when I signed. Not $1, bro. Never paid for one video. So everything right here is pay. That's all Blue's talking about. Shit. Anybody that's young, hungry, and on the grind is going to just talk about how am I going to get paid. But in all honesty, you're saying you never paid for a video. Let me tell you something that's more important than a video. I think you all know what I'm going to say. Something that's more important than a video is getting on these platforms, having the opportunity to get on Drink Champs, having the opportunity to get on DJ Vlad, having the opportunity for somebody to know who the hell you are. How about I call one of my guys right now who has the most popular podcast in the world and ask him, how did he know about dudes? A lot of people are going to say they knew about Yung Bleu because of Drake, though. You know what I mean? A lot of people are going to say they knew about Yung Bleu because of Drake, and that's 100% facts, because that's where a majority of his fan base grew from when he got that record with Drake. That's what made, you know what I mean, the label deals go up. I think in an interview, I think maybe in that same interview with Vlad, he might have been talking about how he had got offered a deal, but then when he did the song, his deal offers went up to like 100 times that. Some shit along those lines, you guys. I've been keeping up with this whole Boosie, Vlad, Yung Bleu interview, and it really sucks that Vlad, you know what I'm saying? Drop it for who, Iceberg? Yo, bro, man, who is this punk? So let me get into Vlad. Let me get into Vlad's response here. Vlad spoke on the first two interviews. So Vlad goes, it's now July 2022. And Boosie is still saying that he never got the money owed to him from Yung Bleu, and now he has to handle it legally. Meanwhile, Bleu is doing interviews talking about getting $9 million deals after his Drake feature. Here's the interview. Yung Bleu speaks on the Drake stimulus package. Yeah, we all know what happens after you know what I mean? We all know what happens after you get the Drake feature. We all know what happens after you get the Drake feature. After you get the Drake feature, guys, your shit goes absolutely through the roof. I'm hoping that we get that Benny the Butcher Drake feature pretty soon, officially on the project, official video, all that shit. What up, Griffey? What's popping with you, man? Schwinn says, you can't bite the hand that feeds you. Bulls got a problem with that. For someone to open their platform and push you is a huge thing. Facts, man. Facts. You know, when you got somebody that opens up a platform for you and then you sign a deal or you get offers of a $9 million deal, you guys. If you get offers of $9 million, $7 million, I believe I heard Blue on an interview saying, I think it was with Gilly and Wallow on $1 million worth of game. And Gilly and Wallow were actually saying that, or they were saying to him, you know what I mean? They were actually saying he was actually saying to Gilly and Wallow, he's looking for a $20, $30 million deal. You know what I'm saying? Damn, where's my charger, man? Sorry about that, y'all. Appreciate everybody for tapping in on this live tonight. We're just getting started with the Yung Bleu and Boosie topic, which has kind of been boiling up for quite some time. You know what I mean? Because when you sign a record deal, if you haven't signed to some fine print, if you did that handshake agreement, a dude could hit a top 10 record. A dude can hit a #1 record and could be out the door on you. Hell, we've seen other situations. Look what Chingy did. Look at what Chingy did after Right There. After Right There, Chingy found the quickest way. Shout out to Gilly. Chingy found the quickest way to get off of Disturbing the Peace. Once he left Disturbing the Peace, though, everything went down for him. You know what I mean? It was like, yo, bro, you were a good member of a team. You were a good member of the team. It wasn't on you to go be the lead. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't on you to go be the lead, but you would have worked as a part of Disturbing the Peace with Ludacris, with Bobby V, with Chingy. You know what I'm saying? With Shauna, with I-20. He fixed. Because he actually would have fit within the group. And that's why he eventually made his way back to the group, you guys. Yep. 2 Chainz, Titty Boy, Players Circle. They actually attracted the attention of Lil Wayne back then. Or I think they actually paid for that feature. But the fact that they had Lil Wayne on the feature put Players Circle everywhere. Everybody shared this video, man. You got the most live blogger going in tonight. And the most informed blogger going in. Because I got some shit that I could tell y'all when it comes down to this. So yeah. One marketing plan. Okay, because going on DJ Vlad for an 18-part interview isn't a marketing plan. So building a relationship that you've obviously gone on to keep with DJ Vlad until that very disrespectful message that you posted. Not only to Vlad, disrespectful to Vlad, but also disrespectful to Boosie. Talking about you didn't ever put together one marketing plan. Boosie put you on Vlad TV. So me and millions of other people were forced to see your name, forced to see your character in a thumbnail on Vlad's channel, Blue. Let's get off of our high horse. You know how many people are out there are offering hundreds of thousands of dollars for that opportunity? I'm not trying to jock Vlad right now, but being on Vlad TV is more popular than being on the freshman cover right now. What's really more upsetting is when he says things like he promoted, like Yung Bleu was talking about, he promoted Badass ENT on national networks. When was Badass ENT promoted in the Drake video? That's what gets me hot right there. You know what I mean? That's what gets me hot right there. Now, I watched what Boosie said. Boosie let it simmer over. Boosie was like, oh, let that shit bubble. Let that shit bubble. Yo, I'm from where they really do interviews with AZ. I've really interviewed AZ. I didn't just make up his name and use it as my character name on YouTube. I went to New Jersey and interviewed AZ face to face. One of the greatest rappers of all time. That's why I got dudes in my live chat named AZ asking me questions. You already know, Trench Baby. We talking that real shit over here. We talking this real shit over here, you guys. The realest YouTube channel. All these other dudes was studying me. All these other dudes was studying me, or they just don't know what to say on here. You know what I'm saying? They just don't know what to say on here. Yeah, shout out to AZ. Big facts. Shout out to AZ. What up, John Doe? We're going to be talking about it tonight, man. We're about to be talking about it tonight. Yeah, my bro EC, who actually works with Dr. Zeus, actually produced Undeniable for AZ. The lead single, the album, the title track. Salute to my brother EC. We're actually cooking one up right now. We're actually cooking one right up now. Cooking some shit up for the music industry. You know what I'm saying? That's right. I'm about to be Mikey Publishing. They're about to be Movie Star Publishing. All types of shit. But anyways, let's get back to it. I want to talk about Vlad saying here. So Vlad said, Vlad TV interviews aren't the reason Boosie is taking Yung Bleu to court. Boosie not getting the money that Boosie feels he is owed is why Boosie is taking Yung Bleu to court. And if you know one thing about Boosie, you know that he's about his money. If you know one thing about Boosie, you know that he is about his money. Exactly. That's why Boosie and Vlad's relationship has turned such a corner. You know what I mean? The fact that those two guys can really move together. You know what I mean? The fact that these guys can move together and propel an artist like Yung Bleu was propelled. They made Yung Bleu a recognizable face. They made Yung Bleu a recognizable face. Like I was just talking about the thumbnail. You know what I mean? Like I was just talking about the thumbnail that everybody in this video, we were all forced to see that thumbnail because of the fact that Boosie picked up the phone and called DJ Vlad and said, yo, Vlad, I got the next biggest rapper. I got the next biggest singer. This dude has something that you need to cover. You need to jump on this. That's what he did for him. And he's talking about not one marketing plan. Not one marketing plan. Okay. KG says, last year, I was going to get into this in a little bit as well, KG, so don't be sweating that, brother. We got all the facts here, man, but he's bringing it up. Last year, he gave Boosie $100K. Yeah, it was within the last year or two, whatever it was, there was a video of Bleu cashing out Boosie. So that brings me to ask the question, why would Bleu why would Bleu cash Boosie out if he didn't feel like he owed him something? You know what I mean? Why would Bleu even cash him out in the first place? Why would you cash a man out $100K who didn't put $1 into your program. So you're on here talking about you didn't put $1 into the program. You didn't put $1 into the marketing. You didn't pay for my first video. What was your first video, man? Did your first video even have a crazy budget? You know what I mean? Let's take these things into consideration as well. I understand that Drake jumping on your video, yeah, you're gonna have the $40,000, $50,000 more plus video. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Duke. I'm a Blue fan. On the real, I'm probably more of a Blue fan when it comes to the music than Boosie. You know what I'm saying? I'm probably more of a Blue fan than a Boosie fan just because of the way that he has been, put on the radio. You know what I mean? He's on the radio. Boosie has not been on the radio the whole time since he's been out of jail. Let's just be real about that. I'm not hating on little Boosie because I'm speaking the facts. I'm not hating on Yung Bleu because I'm speaking the facts. I'm speaking the information that is in front of us compared to what we've seen happen. I call being on DJ Vlad a marketing plan. I call being on DJ Vlad your first video. You serious? You know what I mean? These are your first videos. These are your first marketing plans. But if you're saying that somebody didn't sign you, and if you're saying that somebody didn't give you $1, why are you then going on video and giving them $100,000 like you're trying to buy yourself out of something? You know what I mean? First of all, you shouldn't be doing that on camera. You shouldn't be giving somebody $100,000. You know what I mean? You shouldn't be giving somebody $100,000 on camera. How about you have your people contact Boosie's people and work out an arrangement rather than just get rid of $100,000, because Boosie said it in his interviews. He was going to let Blue's project get hot, and then he knew what it was. And then he actually knew what it was after the fact. Once he got hot, it was going to put Boosie in a position to be owed something. There must be a contract there, man. There must be a contract there. And shit, man, sometimes people sign contracts for free. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure that was one of the reasons that Nipsey wouldn't sign with Rick Ross. It wasn't a free contract, but I heard it was a very low number. I'm pretty sure French Montana was asked by Rick Ross to sign with him for free. For free? I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing over here for the money that I make. I'm not going over there for free. And what did Rick Ross do? He took that shit and he was like, yo, damn, let's go work out this deal with Diddy so I can still at least be a part of it. Because apparently, from what French was saying, it really did look like Ross wanted French, Meek, and Wale as his front line for MMG. And we all know Pill got put in that position because he was actually attached to Warner Brother. And it was kind of like a Game Aftermath G-Unit situation there, you guys. Except Pill didn't really take off because Pill, I think Pill opted out of the deal. I think Pill actually opted out of the deal. Keep it cordial in the chat. Come on, you guys. This is a good community in the chat. What up, Felix? What's popping with you, G's? What's popping with you, man? So let's wrap this up here. So Vlad said what he said. You know, Vlad put out all the facts there. You know what I mean? From his first interview, from his first interaction with Yung Bleu, I think a lot of us fans could really see that whole situation. You know what I mean? I think a lot of fans could actually see the situation as it played out. We're going to have to wait and see what happens. I mean, contract is a contract. You know what I'm saying? I think Rocco and Future even went through something like this a few years back where Future had to put out a few albums in order to satisfy that situation. And those albums sold a few units, you know, a little 120,000. I'm not sure how they figured that out, though. But let's speak on Wack 100 and the rolling 60s, man. So I'm watching the video. Man. And before we get everything, Wack was apparently crying to security. So I'm watching this video and I'm seeing Wack 100 there trying to get out. It looks like he's trying to leave. You got security there at him. Now I heard another part where Wack was blocked in, and they said that, I think it was Brick Baby who said Wack had no choice but to get out of the car because of the fact that he was blocked in. But the video that I saw, you guys, the video that I actually saw was actually Wack 100 talking to a couple security guards. You know what I mean? So Wack is using the fact that there's no video out there. But like I said, there's clear video of him talking to a security guard. And I'm just wondering, do you think Wack everybody in here, do you think Wack is going to continue to be able to hide this footage? Do you think Wack 100 is going to be able to get a lot of this footage flagged and taken down off of YouTube? A lot of people are going to have it, and it could resurface in the next few weeks. It could resurface at any certain point in time. It could resurface on any different type of social media platform. But I don't even know what to make of the fact that Wack 100 is there trying to talk to the security guards and get the hell out of there. You know what I mean? It's almost like he's so damn comfortable talking to security. That's not something I've ever been comfortable doing. I don't get it why these dudes want to just go up there and have long, drawn-out conversations with the cops. I don't get why these dudes want to run up to security when their ops are chasing them and shit like that. Dudes be running inside the mall, hiding like little girls and shit like that. I just not getting it, man. You got to stand up for yourself. You know what I mean? You're not supposed to back down. You're not supposed to back down in this situation. Salute, major salute to Chicago. Chicago is in the building. I want everybody to click on that link. Check out Bella K's and Kenz's new video, Right For You. That joint is streaming on all platforms, man. Go click that link. I'm going to grab a Red Bull real quick. My bad, y'all. I'm back. Let me check out this poll real quick. Do y'all think that Yung Bleu owes Boosie? 73% of y'all says yes. 73% of you guys say yes. Wow, I'm going to have to pose that as an actual poll. I'm going to have to pose that as an actual poll on my YouTube page. Supreme. But yeah, man, what's good, everybody, man? We're about to get right back into this. My bad. I just need to grab a Red Bull, yo. I need to grab a Red Bull to go with this blunt. You know what I'm saying? That's my combination right there. Red Bulls and blunts. Appreciate everybody tapping in on my live videos. What did I just see? Because I'm going to say to you guys, Wack 100 actually admitted they swung on him. Oh, shit. I didn't even open my shit. Andy, you're a cool dude, man. You're a cool dude, man. I think you was hating earlier. Or were you or no? Yo, KG, appreciate you, G's, for checking out the Bella K video. Iceberg, post that one more time, bro, so I can put that shit up. Yo, what up, Raw God? Appreciate you for tapping in, bro. Y'all are now watching The Interview God. I'm the interview God, y'all. Oh, shit, I already did open that shit. It is what it is. Miss Chocolate, what up, baby? What you doing? Okay, Andy. Bless you, bro. Bless you then, bro. You know, I appreciate everybody tapping in live. Take a brief intermission. We just wrapped up the Boosie, Yung Bleu, DJ Vlad topic. DJ Vlad let Yung Bleu have it. But Yung Bleu had some shit to say. Yung Bleu had some shit to say, man, about Vlad. Yung Bleu had some shit to say about Boosie. You know, Yung Bleu just let off, man. Talking about you ain't never gave me $1. You ain't never shot my video. Yo, Keith, wait till we get to it, bro. Wait till we get to it. Wack 100 spoke on it. Y'all messing with the orange tonight? What's up? Should I let the orange go? Should I retire the orange? Who you talking about, Chocolate? Just be a little more specific with the question so I can answer it properly. Detail, I appreciate you, bro. What you thinking about that? Oh, you thinking that Blue was kind of messed up about that statement he made? Yeah, bro. I kind of agree. Like, Blue should not have said that shit about Boosie, that he didn't give him no. What was his wording? He didn't give him no marketing plan. He didn't give him no marketing plan. You had the best marketing plan I've ever seen. I mean, you not ever. I mean, 50 Cent had a great marketing plan. You know what I'm saying? Yung Bleu got put in front of the whole world's face. You know what I'm saying? Nobody ever gets put in front of everybody's face like that. Not unless you have your mind still then. Your mind still came after that. After 50 million people knew who you were. Yeah, Blue is snapping about Boosie right now because Blue's pissed. Blue's pissed that Boosie never gave him $1. I can't really believe that. I can't believe that he never gave him $1. But if he says $1, he says not $1. Hold on. Listen to this. Can't believe you keep going in on me on these interviews like you ever spent $1 on me. Like you gave me anything when I signed. So Yung Bleu admitted right there to signing. It was an actual signing when I signed. And you know what? If it's not an actual signing, these rappers need to stop capping. These rappers need to stop capping by acting like they're signed to the record labels if they're not actually signed. Because that shit is embarrassing. Oh, I'm signed to Gucci Mane. Oh, I'm a Coke boy. Oh, I'm signed with it's G Unit Mikey T. You know what I mean? Like, cut all that shit out, man. With all the signing to this guy, signing to that guy, unless you got paperwork, man. People be bullshitting too much when it comes to that shit. Or what is it? People be capping too much when it comes to that shit, man. Detail says that's cap because Boosie spent money for studio time, promotion, tour, etc. Well, I don't know much about the fact that he spent money on his touring or that he actually put him on tours, or that he actually did the studio time with them. I'd really have to go back and reinvest myself and actually watch, you know what I mean, and actually watch a lot of those interviews. You know what I'm saying? I would have to actually go back and watch some of those interviews. But honestly, this topic of Wack 100, because Big Chuck actually was talking about this. He said allegedly tonight it happened. Right as of now, we don't see any footage. And shout out to Big Chuck. That's my guy right there. Right now, we don't see any footage, he said, but there is a bunch of people from the neighborhood of the 60s area saying that he was knocked out on stage with the game. A lot of people are going to be like, how did they even get up there? How did they even get up there? That's not really the question in my mind, Big Chuck, because we've seen things like this happen in the past. You know what I mean? Hell, fans get up on the stage of honestly Little Baby. We just saw the fans get on the stage with Little Baby. Let me bring my co-host in, though. My co-host SV Twizz is here.
Salute, Mikey. Salute, bro. Much love and respect.
SV Twizz, what is good, bro? Twizz, do you want to comment on this Yung Bleu situation before we thoroughly get into the Wack 100, or did you want to stay off of it?
I mean, just to comment on it.
I got a statement I'd like you to react to.
Okay, definitely. You want to go over the statement first, or?
Yeah. Yung Bleu actually said this. He said, I put millions into myself, investments. Why would I let a dude take millions from me? I tried to make millions with you, and you ignored my vision, treated me like a little dog, came through every time you needed me. I repped your brand all over the world, all on national TV, every interview, every show. I can't believe you keep shitting on me in these interviews like you ever spent $1 on me, like you ever gave me anything when I signed. Not $1, bro. Never paid for one video, one marketing plan. I never told the world that. I always gave you praise, but you shit on me in interviews, man.
That's
He went
heavy.
kind of hard on him, bro. I mean,
Yeah,
you never gave me $1.
he did go kind of hard, man. And even if he didn't give him $1, it's like, did y'all have an agreement that he was supposed to give you $1? I mean, sometimes when you got certain artists that stand behind you, that's co-signing you and stamping you, and bringing you a bigger fan base just to know that you affiliated with that artist. It get very tricky with the business. It's unfortunate how it play out, but Boosie himself, he just seemed like a guy that he's not really too interested in like bringing in too much new talent. You know what I mean? Like he kind of focused on himself. It seemed like he got relationships with people. Yeah, he will co-sign you and everything, but it's unfortunate how everything is playing out, going through like the lawsuit and everything. It really don't.
Well,
I didn't.
Twizz, one thing for sure is that Boosie was bringing a couple of his artists to Vlad. There was another
Mhm.
one named Little Blurry. I don't know if you remember him. He was like a 13, 12-year-old white boy with
I
like a
remember.
cowlick. Yep. And then he brought Blue as well. And Blue
Mhm.
says here he didn't put one marketing plan. Uh, he didn't do one video. We had to watch like 30 episodes of Yung Bleu on DJ Vlad, and I'm pretty sure
Facts.
that's because of Boosie. That is a marketing plan,
It
Twin.
is. That's what I'm saying. It's a stamp. It's a cosign. This, business relationships. Um, people fail to realize that. And with you putting money behind yourself, I don't care if you put 3 million behind yourself. You're doing nothing but investing in yourself. That's probably what made Boosie want to deal with him. Period. A lot of times it's deeper than talent. When they see the hunger and you not scared to put money behind your brand, that's what it's all about, man. Advertisement, promotion, and staying consistent. But He don't realize how big a cosign is from Boosie, bro. Like Boosie don't cosign everybody.
So, Twizz, what do you make of the video? Yung Bleu actually gave Boosie $100,000. He did a whole video, gave him $100,000. Now Boosie still wants more. I mean, honestly, I feel like this is something you should be doing, something these artists should be doing behind closed doors,
That's a
especially if you're
fact.
trying to get out of a deal, man. Why not have your people contact his people for the official buyout? What was he thinking? It was just all Gucci now?
He probably thought that with him doing it and on camera that the people can vouch for it. Like, you know what? We remember he gave him 100 bands, not understanding that it's business at the end of the day. You talk to your lawyers and you want to get straight to the bottom of it, you know. You want a check wrote off, you know what I mean? You want receipts and all of that. You want to make sure you know what you putting your bread up for. Because Boosie could be like, you know what? He gave me 100 bands, but that just covered this, this, and that. In order to buy yourself out the deal, you know what I mean? And still throw the full number at him to buy himself out the deal. You know, it get tricky like that. You can't just come up to somebody and drop bread because with Boosie being in charge, he can put a bunch of charges on top of that. It's like if you move out your spot and you gave your landlord a security deposit, it could be like, well, you know what? It scratches here. This is going, you did this. So it's easy to lay out things that, he would have to, that he can account for that 100 bands.
Twiz, what do you make of DJ Vlad had to come out because
Hmm.
young Blue actually took a shot at Vlad as well, man. Uh, he was like, Vlad, you got your wish, bruh. You've been building this shit with me and Boosie for 5 interviews straight after we constantly told you that we have love for each other. You got what you wanted. He said, you got what you wanted, white man. Some black men going at it. You know what I mean? He took it
Hmm.
there. And now, pretty much, in my opinion, he might have kind of ruined the relationship with Vlad. But this is where I kind of want to take
Hmm.
it with you, Twizz, because when Blue went up to Vlad for the first time, he was all too hyped to tell Vlad, yo, I'm signed with Lil Boosie.
Hmm.
Boosie's my artist. I'm with Boosie Badass Entertainment. And then once he got the record, Your Mind's Still with Drake. Oh, man, my deal with Boosie ain't that real. What do you
That's
make of that
how
whole thing? He was so excited that he was signed to Boosie at first.
That's how a lot of these artists are. They are loyal to the fame and opportunity. We've seen it plenty of times with other artists where they come into the game with one artist and then they get a feature or somebody that stands behind them who they probably was a bigger fan of than the artist that originally signed them. And then they get in fan mode now. It's like, oh, all right, yeah, Boosie put me on, but this is Drake. Like, this is like the Michael Jackson, the hip hop right here. You know what I mean? So a lot of artists they get big headed like that, and then they think that they bigger than the program. As they say. But a lot of times, those relationships don't last as long.
Yeah, man. Blue said in the next statement after that one against Vlad, he was like, I came through every time you needed me. I repped your brand all over the world, all on national TV, every interview, every show. I
This is
I I gotta pick that apart, man, because I know for a fact nobody has ever repped Boosie Badass's label when they've been on a major television platform. We've never seen the interview like back in the day when the guys would come on. I'm signed to the Rockefeller. I'm signed to Death Row. I'm signed to Bad Boy. I'm signed to G Unit. Nobody has ever gone on TV and said, I'm signed to Boosie Badass, Twiz.
that's a fact. That's a fact. And when you say that you were there for everything, what do you mean? Video shoots, coming to shows. That's a privilege to be able to, when you got an artist like that, that's a privilege. You know what I mean? Like I don't really understand what he's saying as far as like having your back because It ain't like he was there for protection or nothing like that. We know how Boosie carries himself. Boosie is someone that he built his brand not only from his music and from his credibility, but this guy done really been in tight situations, sitting in penitentiaries, sitting on death row and things of that nature. All of that is a part of the brand. You know what I mean? So I don't understand why he make it like he added so much to Boosie.
So let's talk about this thing going legal. Now, in this same statement, uh, Bleu actually says, he said, like you gave me anything when I signed. So he actually apparently signed. You know what I mean? Even though trying to downplay it when he dyed his hair orange, he dyed his hair orange and he tried to downplay it like, oh man, I don't really need Meek's label now. I don't really need Boosie's label now. I'm hot now. You know what I'm burning up. You know what I mean? So Boosie said this, Twizz. Boosie said a public defender could win this case. Do you agree with that?
No, you talking sideways. Not when it comes to no. You don't want a PD for nothing, man. Only time you deal with a PD is when you can't afford a lawyer. At the end of the day, Boosie gonna come with like the best representation.
Better, you're saying.
Exactly. Like as far as like he's gonna get the best. Like when these type of people pick these type of cases up, they like we know for a fact we got him right here. He's not gonna be able to get out of this due to whatever contract or whatever agreement they had.
Yep. Yep. He better come with the best lawyer because you bet your ass Yung Bleu is to get out of that contract, Twizz.
Heck yeah.
Yep. He wants to save as much money as he can, apparently, man. Yeah, sometimes people will do that, Twizz. They'll really owe you like $1.5 million, $1 million, and they'll try to give you a little 100K. They're like,
yeah,
little 100K. Nah,
yeah.
dude, you owe me 15 times that.
Exactly. That's nothing to Boosie. You know what I mean? He get that to his son.
So Boosie said this, Twizz. This is in someone dropped this leak portion of Vlad's interview. I imagine it's going to drop next. He said, if I explained what they did, you would be like, what the F? Everybody sees his case and they like, I don't want to explain it. When it comes to play Vlad, they did some unthinkable stuff. They made forges on my signature. They even spelled my name wrong. Boosie went on. They must have been scared. They put 2 R's and not a junior. What do you make of that, man? If they're trying to like forge the paperwork, Twizz?
That's crazy. That's crazy. And even if that's true, I don't think that should have been spoken about in the interview. You know what I mean?
It's legal
Let
shit.
that yeah. I think that's like, you don't want to give the other side a chance to, fight that, or tear that apart. Certain things you don't want to talk about dealing with them type. That's why when most people, whether it's a criminal case or like a lawsuit like that, they be like, I don't want to speak about it too much. It's ongoing. Because your lawyer will even tell you, don't speak on it, don't say nothing about it. You don't want to do that. But if so, that was crazy, man.
So someone in the comments said his name is actually spelled that way on Wikipedia. And another person said that Yung Bleu could face jail time over this. What do you think about that, Twizz? Is there any chance of him facing jail time over a forged document? I imagine Boosie would probably say no jail time.
If it led to that, it wouldn't be in that court. It would have to get taken up in a different court. They is going to obviously be going through like a claim court where it's just like you can sue them. But if it was that deep, it would have to be a whole nother process. He would have to physically get arrested and charged for that, and then it would have to be a court procedure. So they couldn't just mention that in the courtroom and they'd be like, you know what, we're gonna throw these charges on top of you. That would have to get taken up in a different manner.
Do you think it would have to be Boosie pressing those charges, or would it be a federal agent in the courtroom hearing it?
Boosie would have to probably want to proceed with that since it's his name that's getting forged. I don't think that
Wow.
I don't know
Wow.
how that state worked, but I don't think Commonwealth states is a little different, but most likely when the victim is able to walk around, they gonna have to, participate and want to proceed with that type of stuff.
Shout out to Springfield in the building. Wow, Twizz, that can't happen though, right, man? Even if a lawyer tells Boosie, it would make our case look better in a civil court if
That
he was convicted of this crime. We could get $3 or $4 million, $5 million. We could be entitled to. We could be
that
entitled to $5 million if we pursue criminal charges. That would make Boosie a snitch, though.
yeah, that would make him a certified rat. And shout out to the chat too. He would be a certified rat if he did that.
Okay, so he can't do that. All right.
He can't do
Now,
that.
now, final question I want to ask you on this Twizz. So Boosie signed Blue. You know, he's
Hmm.
got him signed as an artist contractually. He's got to give up a number of CDs, whatever. He gets the
Hmm.
Drake record, and now he's worth $7 million. I want to ask you: do you think it was Boosie's affiliation, or do you think it was the Drake record that has really the thing that blew up?
I think probably the Drake record probably boosted his stock a whole lot. Um, you doing something with Drake, period, that's going to boost you. Not saying he ain't get too much bread with Boosie, but you got the joint what he did with Drake, and that can get included with the touring and all of that. You know what I mean? And whatever shows he had behind scenes, that boosts your stock up. Period. Doing something with Drake.
Facts. So let's talk about it, man. Twizz, we got to talk about the video that's going on. Well, there's a couple videos. I guess some stuff has been taken off the internet.
Yeah, yeah, it's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, so Twizz, I'm watching a video where we can see Wack 100 was apparently crying to security.
Hmm.
I guess his family was in the car. What do you make of Wack crying to security? And also, what videos have you seen of this?
Okay, so the videos that I saw was definitely him, outside of the Hellcat and trying to get security, I guess, to lift the gate or whatever. And obviously, it looked like whoever was recording was probably a part of the camp that was allegedly chasing him. That's as far as what I saw with the video. And, with that being said, that's more of a reason why I don't care how tough you think you is, how good your hands is. You can't taunt the world. You know what I mean? Every time it's an issue or argument, guys be talking about, oh, I'm gonna put hands on you, I'm gonna do this and that. They be the main guys that when that stuff go down, now they want to talk. You know what I mean? When it's a wake up call and they forget that how things can change and they might not be on the upper hand, they might not have a bigger entourage with them that day. Now they want to wake up and smell the coffee. You know what I mean?
Right? Shit's pretty crazy. The fact that it happened
Yeah.
at the games event. Big Chuck from Death of the Clout Chaser said, allegedly tonight it happened. Right now, as of now, we don't see any footage, but there is a bunch of people from the neighborhood of the 60s area saying that he was knocked out on the stage with the game. A lot of people are going to be like, how did they even get up there? But honestly, Twizz, I don't think them getting up there is really the problem. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
That's what I was saying as you had just logged in. I mean, we see people run up on the baby trying to get all fanned out and just grab him. Do you think it's really going to be an issue for the 60s to get up on the stage when they actually catch Wack 100 up there?
No, I don't think so. You got to remember, people be affiliated in certain areas. You know what I mean? They might have relationship with security that was there, anything. You know what I mean? Especially when it's a lot of people bum rushing, they kind of hard to stop. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I don't think that it wouldn't have been an issue for them to get up there. Salute, salute.
So shit, why the hell was Wack 100 up there, man? I mean, this is a 50-year-old guy we're talking about. Why is he out on the stage at an album release or an album listening party?
Well, Wack is at a stage where you know, he's old, hitting them higher numbers, and he want to milk everything out of you know, the game that he can. It's like he don't want to be that silent partner. You know how you can hear about big names in the business, but you don't never see them, but all the artists knows who this person is.
He
You know,
doesn't
he
want
want
to
to
be
be,
slim.
yeah, exactly. He don't want to be that. He want when you mention his name, he want to have stories. He want to be in the headlines. He want to be more famous than his artist. You know what I mean? And he also want to prove that he's real, that he's popping out, that he be at these events. And then when things go left, you know, now everybody is getting shocked. You know what I mean? You got 20 people around you. Them 20 people not going to move in every event, especially if it leads to something that's more fatal than a fight.
Yeah, and I understand that's the game's manager, but honestly, there's other places you can be. You know what I mean?
Facts,
Rather than showing your face on a stage. You know what I mean?
bro. Key key word, not to cut you off, Mikey, but key word, you're the manager. You connect the dots. You make sure that these is everything is smooth. You make sure that the events is proper. That's what security is for. You know, you want to stand up and stand around, not realizing you creating he Wack is creating more enemies than friends, than people that like him. The people that support him and root him on, these is guys like on Clubhouse, people that don't even come to the events that just like listening to gossip. I'm not going to trip. He's entertaining. He is an entertaining person. But the things that he say, he speak on people from hoods and that's really affiliated with things to the point where these people is going to be like, when I see this guy's on, I know I'm going to catch him. You know, he create people that they can have their goons on him. You know what I mean? So he's gonna have to forever live with that because of how he carry himself, man. That's just point blank period.
So Big Chuck said, apparently it was alleged apparently that a dude named Tiny Draws knocked him out and Wack ran off stage. So that's one of the first reports that are coming out. One of the people actually talking outside that was video recording, there was a lot of different people talking about this and
Uh-huh.
recording their reactions. One dude was like, he talked about every gang, every set, and then he got socked. He got socked out and ran to the front and jumped off the game stage and slid off. He's officially a buster. Another person says Tiny Draws put the bombs on that mother. He got his head buckled up. He got his head knuckled up, excuse me. He's going to remember the Novo. If he don't remember nothing in his life, he's going to remember. Buster ass ran off his artist stage, Twizz. What do you make of him running off the game stage? I really can't believe that.
Yeah, he probably left the stage, whether he ran or not. My whole thing is this. For one, I gotta say, man, shout out to Kylie, but y'all be having the craziest nicknames for y'all goons out there. Like they be like, bro, my man Tiny Draws, like my man Little Left Foot. Like it's like, bro, they be having the craziest names, but shout out to them. But one thing I can say is, real rat. One thing I can say is, for people to make as big of a deal, and I mean like the OGs that was outside going live, and the people that was immediately talking about it to the world where I come from, bro. If you say somebody got knocked out, or you making a big deal about somebody getting hands put on them, it's no way that this guy should be able to go live and you don't see no type of physical damage on this dude's face. So whoever did it, whatever, not saying it didn't happen, it probably was a quick spur of the moment thing, but they didn't put hands on him properly, man. I don't know if he got strolled on. I don't know if it was just the guy Tiny Draws or whatever, but whoever did it, man, it's like, bro, he got like Wack got like a boxing face.
Well,
You know what
Twiz,
I mean?
let me get you to comment on something because I was going to bring this up. I'll fast forward a little bit. What if Wack 100, knowing, because Wack 100 is going to this event, he
Hmm.
knows he's got to go there, bro. Lil Wayne's going to be there. Kanye West is going to be there. What if Wack 100, he knows there's going to be static. What if
Hmm.
he films a video before he goes to the event? Look at my face. I'm good. There ain't nothing over here, nothing here. It's 1:20 in the morning. It's 1:20 in the morning right now. All the trickery, Twizz. Is there any possibility of that?
That's a good point. I never looked at it like that.
He only posted one video since.
Yeah, I mean, that would be very smart of him if he did do that. I mean, I never even looked at it like that. I don't know, man. You got a point right there. That would be crazy if he did that. That would be crazy
with the timing.
But also, my whole thing is this: when things go down, it's like when Pooh Shiesty had the little altercation at the club and everything. It take a second for a person to lift their phone up and hit record. Why is there no clip at least of Wack trying to get off the stage with 160s coming up there? You know what I mean? Because once something like that, even like, you know how you be at a show and they be like, put your phones down. But once something like that happened, everybody, you know, they off track. So people will have a second. All them people that was at that show, you mean to tell me one person didn't get?
Well, Twizz, I think they're kind of saying that he's lying about the fact that there was a lot of them. I think they're saying that he's lying about that because we're going to get into in a second. But Brick Baby is like, you're telling me there was 2060s out there and that's all that happened to you? You're lying. So let me see where we're at with this note-wise.
Okay.
So Wack 100 responded to this. Knock it off. Knock it off. Y'all is weird. I don't mind you telling the truth, but stop lying. Cut the lies. There was 20 dudes. I ain't. So he said that he had 20 dudes, 20 people there, Twizz. Wack is like, stop lying. Get the F out of here. A standoff is not an altercation. First of all, just listening to what he said right there, does that seem like it could be a pre-recorded reaction to anything, like a predetermined reaction to a fight breaking out and you being at the lesser hand of it, Twizz?
If you smart enough, it's possible because he, like him being affiliated and being from Cali, he obviously know that the 60s is probably going to be his main issue if he get approached. As far as pre-recording it, it's a possibility. You know what I mean? But it's real tight, especially when you're talking about how many people was there or you know how everything played out. You know, with him saying it's a standoff, he pretty much explaining how it really had went down. So
he's like, it's a standoff. He said, stop lying, get the F out of here. A standoff is not an altercation. Now, my question is also, why did Wack 100 leave, Twizz? Why did Wack 100 lead the game if it was just a standoff and you're not uncomfortable? Why did you leave the area in such a hurry? You know, not slowly, not gently. You're up out of here type quick. What do you think, Twizz?
He got out his comfort zone. He knew that not only like that these guys are serious. If they jumped up on stage, you know, if he don't get out of here now, like say if the altercation would have happened and he would have tried to do a normal exit, like say if he would have stayed at the show and they would have escorted the 60s out of there. Now the 60s got time to be like, you know, he in here. We gonna catch him when he get out. And it could be more fatal. At that time, you got to make a decision. You know what I mean? It's like, am I going to stay around and try to prove that it's real, or am I going to stay boxed in this building to the point where they might know the exit route that these artists leave out? You know, these people be knowing things, and allegedly he said he had Kanye with him and he had to escort Kanye out.
Right. But Twizz, before we get into that, can you break down the difference between a standoff and an altercation?
A standoff is basically an altercation. A standoff is if I'm with my group and another group come up and we got words, you know what I mean? Where it's basically about to go down, but it don't. You know, it's like two groups of people and they both groups got energy, but for some reason nothing really physically happened. Nobody really got hands in that and put on them. You know what I mean? Or it could be like as far as like, yeah, basically that's really what a standoff is right there.
So let's just key in on these words that Wack is saying here, Twizz, because Wack is showing his lips, his face, seemingly no bruises. Wack is saying they know what time it is. I'm not going to keep speaking. Dudes know what it is. Knock them lies out. Knock them lies out too. You know what I'm saying? You should have took that video and showed the whole surroundings. So Twizz, does this sound like he's reacting to the altercation that he just gone through, in your opinion? From what you're hearing, does it sound like does it seem like a natural reaction that a OG would have, or does this seem?
Well, he like an internet OG, so he got to prove to the world that he not a sucker. Um, to me, it just sounds like he's saying like y'all recorded the end where he was outside of the Hellcat. Why didn't y'all have them cameras rolling when the altercation was going down?
Yep.
You know what I mean? If y'all saying this and that, where's the proof on that?
So he's like, why didn't you show the whole surrounding? So it's like, what? You want the camera to spin around? Do you want the camera to spin around and show the wolves? You know, what we do know is that we see you walking. You know what I mean? We see him walking out of there like he's a Wall Street broker that's late for work. You know what I mean? It's like, please get out of my way. Please, get out of my way. I'm out. I'm late for work right now. Like, where are you going, Wack? Your artist is still in there performing. The party's not finished.
Yeah, that's true. Like said he was trying to get up out of there. That's why I think he gave the excuse that he had. That scat pack, that joint was tinted heavy. You know what I mean? That joint was definitely, you know what I'm saying, tinted down. So you couldn't see who was in there. So he was trying to make it like he was trying to get Kanye, allegedly, who came to the show with him, that he was trying to get him to safety.
In a Hellcat? Kanye West is traveling in a Hellcat, Twizz?
And you got a point right there. You know what I'm saying? It's like, that don't even add up. Kanye is the type of person where he'll have a private driver. Why would he be coming there with Wack? You know what I mean? Even if with them having a relationship or whatever, we know Kanye not going to speak on this type of stuff. What I don't understand about the whole thing is the video with with him standing outside his Hellcat. It's like 2, 3 cops maybe. We all know how things go in this world, and when people get stirred up, they get stirred up. So you mean to tell me whether it was 10 rolling 60s or 20 of them, that those cops right there was stopping them from running up to Wack and putting paws on them right then and there? Like, you know, we from the era where it's like, you know, these cops would have to be yanking them off of them. It's no type of weapons and nothing involved. They would have been over there punching on them. It just would have been people getting locked up in there. What was stopping them from even, you know, running up on him at the time with him standing out there? Because that was a perfect opportunity. And from the things he was saying about Nipsey and the disrespect, if y'all got the energy to jump on stage, which y'all could have got arrested for that, why stop now when y'all got him backed in the corner?
It's a very good point, Twizz. And if you really zoom in on that stuff of Wack in that video, doesn't really look like Wack's all that messed up at that point, right, Twizz?
It don't. I couldn't even hear him really. I heard him like talking to him, but you didn't hear, you know, too much fear in his voice. You know what I mean? It's like he wasn't in his car. Yeah, like he wasn't in his car. Not like, come on, open the gate. Like, you know, hitting the gas, like making it the Hellcat growl or nothing. Like, come on, before I ride through this joint. Like,
I think it's more the assumption that he was just, because, you know, sometimes when a dude is getting chased, he'll run to the police. When a dude is getting chased, he'll run to the convenience store and think he's safe. But it's like, you know what I mean? I seen what happened at that convenience store. What was it, in Erie? It was somewhere in Philly, some convenience store, man. And but like you were saying, Twizz, if these guys were wanting to get it in with him on the stage, they were down to get arrested. So I don't see why they wouldn't be down just because there was 3 cops there. Only if Twizz, it wasn't as many people as he was saying.
Facts, but even if it was 2 people, like the cops, like the cops was just like, they was pacing. The cops even look calm. If you pay attention to their body energy, they wasn't like facing the opposite direction of Wack. Like, all right, y'all, back up. Like it was no type of orders or nothing right there.
Yeah, it almost seemed like It almost seemed like that video had nothing to do with anything.
Exactly. It's to the point now I'm thinking like, was it all staged just for publicity? Like everything, like you remember when Wack did the interview with Mike Tyson and it was a big thing, like, oh, Mike Tyson knocked Wack out, you know, in the
Oh,
whole world. The internet was going crazy because Wack is just one of them people, sorry to say, people would like to see him get knocked out just
he's
because
got to
he
sell
talks
it
so.
right now, Twizz.
Exactly. He's so much of a magician on this internet. It's like, you know, who knows, man?
So Wack said, I'm going to leave it at that. Knock it off. 1:20 in the morning. Ain't nothing wrong with me. They talking about they stomped me out, rushed me. They talking about they stomped me out and rushed me. One swing. He admitted one swing, Twizz.
Mm-hmm.
One swing and a square off is not a rush. So rush, break that down for me. The one swing, square off, not a rush.
So he probably got one swing. You ever see somebody fight and somebody swing and the person like they try to dip it? If you at the wrong angle, you don't know if that person got hit or not. That's just how it is when it comes to a fight. If you're not close up on it and you don't hear the compact of the punch. So obviously he swung after that, whacked threw his hands up. The other guy had his hands up and then somehow it got broken up. That's what that sound like as far as the swing and the square off. And as far as Russian just being and you get up on somebody and you just get busy. Like if he jump on that stage and you know just start punching on him and he fall and then he stomp him out, that's rushing somebody. If you just catch somebody and they don't, you know, he don't Wack wouldn't have had seen it coming. You know what I mean? And whatever his name is, Tiny Draws or whatever would have did what he did, then that would have been considered a rush. But he's explaining it like he swung, whether it connected or not, Wack threw his hands up and then everything got broken up.
So hold on. Let's time out here for a minute now, Twizz. So first of all, Wack said it was a standoff, and now we hear about a swing. Like what? I thought it was a stare down. Like is he just a bad liar, Twizz? Because at first it was a square stare down. Now there's a swing.
Yeah, he said stands off at first. Now he's saying the square off. That's two different things. You know, now you squaring up with somebody
Right.
and you physically putting your fists up. Stand off mean it's like y'all talking and you know it's energy, but nothing physically happens. So yeah, somewhere down the line, it's a contradiction. It don't add up. Either it was a standoff or a square off, one or the other. He could have just been like, yeah, boy came on the stage. He tried to swing on me. It didn't connect. I threw my hands up and it got, you know,
it's about to get
broken
deep,
up.
Twizz. This is about to get deep, Twizz. It's about to get deep. So Wack is like, leave it where it's at. What sort of like when Rosemo knocked out the game at the mall and everybody went and collected the footage, Twizz? Leave it where it's at, like that?
Yeah, leave it where it's at, I guess. You know, leave it where it's at, leave the energy where it's at. It's basically supposed to be on from here. It's obvious that it's a problem now. We're gonna leave it where it's at. Don't talk and make a big deal about it. That's one of his favorite lines. Let's just, you know, let's leave it where it's at.
Let's let the promo go for me and leave it where it's at.
Exactly.
Not a scratch. Nothing. Knock that off. Now it's 121. So we went from 120 to 120. That's very good consistency, Twizz. It's like he's making me believe it's really 120, but it's really 920. It's 921. It's 121.
Yeah.
Looks just like it's 121.
Facts. It's dark outside. Y'all don't know what's going on.
Don't compare what a weirdo is talking about and leave it where it's at. What do you know? It is what it is. Let's keep that real. Take a picture.
Well,
yeah.
With you saying the weirdo, you know who's the weirdo because it was multiple people talking about the situation.
I think it wasn't just those guys outside who called out big draws.
The old heads out there, right? Yeah. Yeah, them old heads was like happy and excited about it. That just shows you the energy that you know people got towards him, and if he was smart, he wouldn't try to prove a point to the world because you know he wouldn't make he's not gonna make it another year if you popping up at events with your face out like it's sweet because you a
Like you're
millionaire.
50 Cent.
Yeah, like you got a millionaire, and even this stuff with 50, like 50 even moves smooth, and his stuff 50 was not as disrespectful as Wack. Like Wack
Well, I mean,
is
Twizz,
disrespectful.
weren't we on here talking about it? If not, we got to go back over it. I mean, Wack tried to
Hmm.
pull up on 50 and he saw 50's security was incredible and he just didn't, he knew he didn't want it. You know what I mean? If you don't have
Yeah,
that type of security, man, you know, you need to fall back. Like this guy could be
facts,
making the phone calls. You know what I mean? Never mind
facts,
going to the show with the Lil Wayne at the concert. We know what
facts,
happens at Lil Wayne concerts, man. Lil Wayne is
facts,
controversial as hell.
facts. I didn't see like see Wack is he's still walking around with a penitentiary mind. But one thing about jail, if you've been in jail before, like I didn't see knockout kings, bro. I didn't see dudes that probably knocked out like 12 people in the jail and people that had big names and was respected on the streets. But then it'd be one no-name guy that don't nobody know. And this dude get over on him and you know, he putting them on his back pockets. I think not that I don't think that Watt can't fight, but I think that he got too much faith in his hands to save him. It's gonna always be somebody that can knock you out. It's gonna always be somebody that might look at you that you have hands and don't even want to fight you, bro. And they gonna catch you at that time. He didn't like Wack been caught and spotted plenty of times. It's just that the people that spotted him, they didn't want to obviously take it there with him. But all it takes is that one person that really got, you know, real animosity towards him, and it could be very dangerous. He need to fall back.
Yep. Or he could play the background. Like I said, the man is in his 50s or something like that.
Exactly.
There's no shame in playing the background if you can arrange, you know, deals. You don't need to be bringing your family out to a game concert. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Wiz, you taking the
Exactly.
family out to a game concert?
Nope. That's you know that's the danger zone. You know things can happen that's not even for you, and you just be in the wrong place at the wrong time. That's not you. Then you might as well take your family to the club. You know what I mean? Pulling up with car seats and all of that in the middle of the hood in the club, bro. Like you know why do it?
Yeah, I bring that to you. You know, Twizz is a family man. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? It's a big
Gotta
difference.
move strategic.
You bring the family to a Drake concert though, Twizz?
I'm not bringing my family to no concert, man.
Drake, we will
You
accept the
the
invite
the
though.
we
We'll
yeah,
accept
Drake, we
the
accept the invite. The fans get out of pocket sometimes, so you know I don't think that it is safe. It's a difference when your kids become like teenagers. You know, my oldest is 11. You know what I mean? So
right.
when they like teenagers and stuff like that, you can't really stop them if they want to go there. You can try to secure them, but they don't really want their parents there with them anyway. That's corny.
That's
All you
true.
can do is pray. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man, good luck to him, man. I was at Six Flags this weekend. You know what I'm saying? Those kids go wild when they run into their
Oh,
ops, Twizz. But
bro, who is you telling?
I just wanted to bring that to the table, man, because you bring perspective to the show. You know what I mean? Follow Twizz, you know, Life with the Philly Fam, but it's the Hood Blogger on YouTube as well.
Definitely, definitely.
Let me see right here. Let's keep this moving. So Big Chuck, Death of the Cloud Chaser, actually put up this clip with Brick Baby speaking on the incident now. You
Okay.
know, Brick Baby was like, rumor has it that he hasn't been touched. I was there. You want to know how many views this video had of Wack 100 talking about he hadn't been touched, Twizz, on his Instagram?
How many?
Had like 70,000 views, man. Wack
Damn,
100 is becoming a major celebrity, man.
damn.
He
You
really
know,
is.
and that's because you know, not with him just being it. Like he's the villain. You know, he came in as the villain. Like the things that he's saying that he talk about. You know,
Maybe he
it's what
turned himself into the villain, Twizz.
he did. It's like a Charleston White or somebody like that, where these guys they say a bunch of things, and if somebody hears something happening to these guys, the world gonna go crazy. Like, oh yeah, like you know what I mean? It's like certain people wait for stuff to happen to, so they gonna want to hear his response. Salute, salute, much respect. Shout out to everybody in the chat.
Bridging from that, Twizz, would it not make more sense if Wack 100 was to work with these people rather than beef with them? Would it not do as many views if he worked with them?
No, people love drama. They
So if
love
he had Meek
controversy.
Mill, if he had a conversation with Meek Mill in the game and put it on his clubhouse or his podcast, or if he brought and he had a conversation with 21 Savage rather than dissing him, or if he, you know, you don't think that would do bigger views?
It would hit numbers, but people love the beef more. Even with him having like Meek or somebody like that, it will only hit views because of their prior, like if he get on there with Meek with Clubhouse, they're going to expect arguments in between. They want to hear them getting that stuff off their chest. Even with academics crushing it with Meek, it's like people like, oh man, now you friends with Meek. Like I didn't heard people even joke about it. Like, oh, you cool, Meek, your homie now. They loved it. They love the controversy. They loved it, and especially how Wack go at it, because Wack always talk about, I'm gonna knock you out. I'm gonna catch you on Pop Road and all
He's
of
like,
that. You know what I
you
mean?
flopped. You
Yeah,
flopped. I want to
yeah.
see him like interview. It's like, who could he argue with in his interview next? I want to see him do an interview with like Ja Rule or something, so he could be telling Ja Rule about how 50 like ended his career, and they could just argue, you know, in between the
Yeah,
interview, like you're saying, Twizz.
it would, and that's what people like. You know what I mean? Because that's just his style, and that's just that's what made him who he is today. Because before any of this controversy, nobody was talking about Wack.
Yeah, he's not run of the mill.
Yeah, I think that he's doing this because he understand that. Besides this last little run that game did, what artist is bringing in the revenue like that, bro? Like,
Right. His artist didn't go. Or we were talking about it the other night. You know, his artist Blueface didn't go. They literally took him down from being on Cash Money West to dropping his record on E1. You know what I mean?
exactly. And on top of that, I don't even know his relationship or his business relationship with Ray J still, but I don't think that they not really affiliated business wise, but they still was homies. Because if you notice after the verses, what the Wack 100 got to talk about on Clubhouse, him going at Ray J, him addressing him, you
Being
know,
all
um,
drunk at the BET Awards.
exactly. He has to bring this up where the world wasn't talking about that. He had to let it be known.
He's
You know what
mad
I mean?
about he's mad about Ray J and his friends getting drunk at the BET Awards.
Yeah, he mad about that. He mad how they was acting. But this all trickled down from this is what right after the verses, right after Ray J name is floating all up and down the timeline because of him, his performance at the verses. So he had to make sure he spoke about that on Clubhouse because that's a perfect time for the algorithm to mention him checking Ray J for
Yep.
being drunk right after that.
So, Twizz, you do you bro, I mean, I don't know. Do you think Gilly and Wallow are going to interview Ray J, or does that not fall into their bracket of people that they really interview?
I think they should, man. Ray J would be a
They
very
should, but I don't know if they
he
will.
he would be a very interesting interview. I think they would, but also I feel as though like Gilly and Wallow, I think that they got. I don't think that they can just bring on who they want when they want to. I think they got people above them that it's like what I think this would be a potential. We got this set up for you.
I think Barstool Sports would love Ray J to come on $1 million worth of game and talk about the Kim Kardashian tape.
Oh my goodness, that would be crazy. If it, and with that's why he would have to go on the podcast like Gil and them, John, where they can really ask that question.
Will they bring it up? Gil will have to bring that up, right?
They
All due
wouldn't.
respect.
Not only would they have to bring it up, but they would have to mention, like, word on the internet streets is that y'all put the squeeze on Kanye
They
and
brought him the DV or the computer. So they would
yeah,
have to bring that up if they interviewed him.
they would have to. That's what the world want to know because we all know about the first half. You know what I mean? It ain't no secret about that. We want to know about the juicy part now. Like,
And
what
then they're
was
going
it?
to ask him about how it is to be with Wack. Will they bring Wack 100 up in this one? Because they didn't bring them up with Mano and Jim. They didn't bring them up with Jay Prince. Will they ask him how it is to have been managed by Wack 100?
I don't think I don't think they would mention it unless their relationship with Wack is always patched up. Wack is a very emotional guy. Um, Gil and Wallow, they at a point where they trying to really stay away from real real drama where it's like,
It
if
doesn't
I
make
say
sense.
exactly, like I'm not trying to have to fight this guy. We getting too old for that. You know what I mean?
They tried to give him the alley oop Twizz. You know what I mean? They went on
Hmm.
his show and he pretty much just ridiculed them.
He did, but that's the relationship that I feel like Gilly and Wallow because you know how Gil and Wallow is, especially like you know how Gil is. You know Gil more than a lot
Gil
of these
used
guys.
to, Gil would do the same shit to me, Twizz. You know what I
That's
mean?
what I'm saying.
You know,
When Gil got love for somebody, you and Gil y'all got a relationship, so he's gonna play with you like that. You know what I mean? Because he gonna play with you just like he do if he live down area Ave and he talking to his homies. But if he meeting a complete stranger, he's not going to play with them like that. Like Gil attitude is going to be completely different. So the relationship he had with Wack was a lot different, and we know how Wallow is. Like Wallow is you know, he can be serious, but he just like Gilly. If he feel comfortable with a person
right.
or feel like y'all vibing or something, he's gonna joke with you. You gonna hear jokes. It's gonna be playful, and that's how you know when they feel comfortable with somebody. But if they're around somebody not comfortable with, we saw how Gilly reacted with what's his name, Queen Flip. That was months ago.
He was pissed. He was pissed because he didn't really
Yeah,
know him, right?
yeah, and he jumped straight at him. Even Queen's Flip was shocked because he used to seeing how Gilly carry himself, and
Yeah,
and you know,
I had to hit Gilly after that. You know what I mean? I hit Gilly
hmm
after that, and I was trying to let him know like Queen's flip didn't really mean no real shit like that. You know what I mean? That's
yeah,
kind of just how he is. You know what I mean? I just wanted to
facts.
let him know because I really thought Gilly misinterpreted that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because Queen's Flip is also someone. If he got love for you, he's going to play and joke with you, but he got a serious side too. So he thought that he would be able to come and play with Gil, and Gil would know that. But Gil defense was up so much. You know what I mean? Where it's like, bro, I don't know you like that. Don't come on here playing with me.
Yep.
I don't care how big you think your platform is. So
Yeah, but I don't think Queen's Flip really knows that I hit Gilly about that and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? But I would not want to see those two going at it in no form, knowing like just how positive those two guys are in respects. You know what I mean? Even Queen's Flip is a joking guy, man, but you just know he has a positive nature in regard.
yeah, well, that's one thing about you, Mikey. I know for sure. Like you talk to a lot of people behind scenes, and you try to pay it, smooth things out with nobody. You show love and support to the other content creators and things of that nature. So that just was your sincerity right there.
So let's get into this, man. Brick Baby says, rumor has it that he hasn't been touched. I was there, front and center. This is Brick Baby, y'all. Big Chuck actually posted this on his page. Wack is about to break a whole lot of his believers' hearts. Talking about it was 2060s and they didn't touch you. You was on camera shaking like a bitch, talking like draws. My kids is here. No Pyrus helped you. No Bloods helped you. So Twizz, they don't respect his hood. They don't even respect his set, apparently. They're pretty
Hmm.
much calling Wack 100 a Valley Boy and saying nobody jacks Valley Boys, man. What do you make of that statement right there from Brick Baby? You was on camera shaking.
Hmm. I believe it, man. I believe that could be a possibility, especially with someone that feel like they outnumbered and they got their family with them. You know what I mean? That's exactly why your energy should always be right. I think that's a large possibility of what happened as far as some cop in the deal. You know what I mean? Like on the, plea in the fifth. But why do you have your family to these events, bro? Why? What is the point? Like bro, it's like if you a father and you an astronaut, you don't gotta take your kids to space with you. They know you an astronaut. You know what I mean? You got relationship with artists. You can privately meet with these artists. You can. What about his podcast that he allegedly supposed to still have? Bring these artists in. Let your family meet these people or whatever. However you want to do it. I think that he feels as though that people, even from the '60s, respect the things that he say because you know, just correct me if I'm wrong, anybody in the chat, but it's like how they make it. It was like the '60s is one of the, the group of guys that were like they have issues with each other. You know what I mean? I even heard like them when Wack was talking to Cowboy saying like, is it not true that the '60s is the ones that go through it with each other? It's like, you know what I mean? And Cowboy kind of stamped it, so it's like I guess he felt as though since he was saying somebody about someone from the '60s, that the '60s wouldn't be that upset. But then you got the other half where it's like people were saying that Nip was so loved that it was deeper than the '60s.
Twizz, I gotta ask you, man, why do you think nobody came to Wack 100's aid? Why weren't there just people over there just like, rah, 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 rah? I mean, shit. Why did the game not? Did you hear my question there, Twizz?
No, my joint was spinning. I couldn't.
Twizz, I was saying, why do you think that nobody came to Wack 100's aid? You know what I mean? Was nobody there to back him up? Even the game. Why didn't the game shut this whole thing down?
Because the game is an artist, man. He's an over exaggerated as far as what he come from. I'm not saying that he wasn't originally Paru or whatever he rep, but he been in the game for so long, bro. It's like it's no way that you really is really active. When stuff gets serious, these people, it's no different than like Jim Jones. Jim Jones rap what he rap, but when them guys ran up on him, he was trying to get up out of there. These people be around for a look. It's
Talking
like
about
if
the
you got,
Rucker, bro.
yeah, no, not the Rucker. The last one where he was like in the car and people was hopping out. This was after he became a bodybuilder, and 50 was trolling him, and all them
Well,
guys was coming up and start doing stuff. Jim Jones was getting up out of there.
I thought
But
you was talking about the Rucker.
that Jones was crazy too. But I'm just saying, like when these people they reach success, if you got 20 people around you, if I bring 20 people around me, and they could be from my hood and everything, bro, real rap, and somebody come up and start chopping at us, 9 times out of 10, 17 of them dudes, at least 17, gonna be trying to get up out of there. These dudes don't be trying to sit up there and put their life on the line for nobody, man. It's just that these people that be walking with these entourages, they be thinking these entourages is gonna be rocking for them. Well, that don't be the case a lot of times, bro. Like if people feel like that these other guys are serious, they gonna freeze up. You know what I mean? Just because they with you, don't mean they gonna ride at that time. They
Wow.
might even have love for you, but people freeze up sometimes.
Some real shit, Twizz. And that pretty much answers the question, all of the above, as far as the game and anybody else who could have come to
Facts,
Wack 100's aid. I want
facts.
I want everybody in here to follow SV Twizz on Instagram. It'll bring you right to his YouTube page. Also, check out Bella's new video featuring Kenza, right for you. Everybody that drops a comment on that and sends it to me, tag me in the story. I will follow you back on Instagram. But Twizz, let's get back into it because you're not going to believe some of this shit that Brick Baby said, man. You're not. I mean,
I,
first he's saying, dude, shaking on camera. He's saying Wack 100 shaking on camera. I don't think we heard that one before. But now he's saying, dude is trash. And I'm talking about Cuz. He went and he grabbed this thing. And as soon as he pulled it out, a dude got closer up on Cuz. Pull it out. What you gonna do with it?
whoa.
Weird ass dude. What do you think about that, Twizz? They're saying that
He,
Wack 100 went and grabbed this thing, and as soon as he pulled it out, a dude jumped in his face, close up in his face. Pull it out. What you gonna do? What you gonna do with it?
whoa.
I'm sure you might have heard of a predicament like that before in life. This can't seem too foreign to you. People have done this shit before.
Yeah, I seen people get knocked out with Jones, pull Jones out and get knocked out with it. It's just crazy because like that's the worst thing that could happen if you got a John on you and you ain't trying to, get busy with it. You pull that thing out and see and see these guys ain't scared. Now it's like, what? You know what? I'm gonna put it back. We're not even going to be. I mean, that it's just crazy, bro. I mean, to me, what this sounds like is Wack might be in a predicament of getting the taste of his own medicine. And I mean, as far as getting some serious footage against him, if Brick Baby's saying on camera, that means somebody was recording this. So they going to be going to Wack, like, Wack, this is all business. We will give you this footage, but we need 250 racks by Thursday. Seriously, like we going if you don't get that bread up, we're gonna put this footage out and we're gonna destroy all your fake. Like as of now, like if that's true and it was on camera, if I was Wack, I wouldn't be saying nothing on camera like, oh, they know what it is, oh, this ain't happened, that ain't happened. I wouldn't do that because when that footage get leaked out, if it's a fact, then it's gonna look real crazy on Wack.
But
But half.
Twizz, if he buys the footage and it never sees the light, he can still just keep his Instagram post up like nothing happened though.
Absolutely. If he buy it, he'll never got to talk about that a day in his life. The question is the people that's going to do it, like they can give him the footage and still put it out. Who knows how many copies of it is? They
So
can do that just in retaliation.
Brick Baby brings it back. He's talking about what Wack did on stage now, Twizz. He
Hmm.
says he jumped off the side of the stage. You know how you got off the stage without the fans seeing you? Because you know that's the most important part of it, Twizz. You kind of got to
Hmm.
make it seem like you got off the stage without anybody noticing. You're okay. It's another set. Lil Wayne's on the stage. I can sneak off the stage. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? That's a thing. So he's like, you know how you got off the stage without the fans seeing you. You jumped in between the speakers. Stop playing. You came out the back door and thought you seen a ghost. You tried to get up out of there. You thought you seen a ghost. You couldn't do nothing but get out of your car and try to plead your case. What 60s ran when you hopped out? What do you make of that, Twizz? So they're saying he had no choice, but I guess that would be when he was by the Hellcat, right, Twizz? He had
Yeah, like he
no
was
choice.
boxed in. He did have a choice because the average, to me, I feel like if a person is that scared, they're gonna hop in their car and the doors is gonna be locked. They're not even gonna be out to be accessible. Um, we know that Brick Baby was not only just affiliated with Nip, he was also affiliated with the guy that, did what he did to him. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we know he was a 60. Brick Baby, we hear you. Like Brick Baby, you definitely are entertaining on your interviews. My question to you, Brick Baby, is what were you doing in that matter? Was you just sitting there watching because this guy Wack was disrespecting allegedly your brother Nipsey Hussle? So were you just sitting there and watching?
Come holler at us, Brick Baby.
Bro, rap like Brick Baby, you were 60, right? So what was you doing? Was you sitting there watching it, or was you a part of that?
Come
You should
talk
have
to us,
been
man.
you should have been right there with him, Brick. You know what I'm saying?
Let us
That's
know
just
what you did. Let us know
bro
if it's
rap.
one of your homies that filmed this footage that we see out there. Let us know if you were right there in the crowd. Let us know if it was
Facts.
just 5 people and they're saying it was 20. Because we know
Facts.
a lot of times they will embellish. Like 40 Glock said the game had 18 people that day. You know what I
Facts.
mean? Why Twizz? Because it makes them sound a little bit better.
It do. When somebody is saying like, you know what, it was 20 of them. It's like, oh man, the average person is going to think of it like, yeah, that's undefeatable. You ain't going to do nothing but try to get up out of there. Like, you ain't Bruce Lee. It's a waste of time. You're going to get, you know what I'm saying? You're going to get
Wayne
outnumbered.
Morbius.
Exactly. Exactly. It's undefeatable. You know
So
what I mean?
Brick went on. He said, I was there. Keep talking. Y'all fitting to discover some shit about this boy. He wasn't walking Kanye nowhere. That dude on Six Hood didn't see no Kanye going to no damn car. He's seen all Crips in LA. We've been crashing shit. You had dudes from the 60s, 60 years old on your ass. So that answers the question right there about the OGs, right?
Yeah,
Twizz?
they was out there with their canes, like, you know, poking their canes at them, like, you know what I'm saying?
They was
Boxing them
literally,
in.
these would be,
Bro.
because they're 60, these would be theoretically wax OGs, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? They those the 60-year-old OGs, they is the ones that was going through it with whack OGs. I'm not sure how it worked if they was like, you know what I'm saying, actually ops or whatever, but yeah, they from that era, you know what I mean? They from his OGs era.
So that's kind of crazy, man. That he had 60-year-olds waiting out there for him. The 60-year-olds
Bro,
weren't
bro.
going to the concert, they were just waiting.
Yeah, they
Or
probably
did
did.
the 60-year-olds go?
Yeah, because the 60-year-old, like, old head, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? You got grandkids somewhere. You going to that concert, it must be for a reason. And the
And you'd
way
be
them
like,
old facts, the way them old heads was going live, it's like they was there because people knew Wack was going to be there. Like, you know what I'm saying? But Wack, I just feel like it's unfortunate for Game because now somebody might want to make an example out of Game just on the strength of Wack. And we got
well,
Game where
Twist,
he
Twist, hold up, because you're about to hear some shit that you might not believe. But I also got to get your take on this because Brick said, also hold on, before we get into that, what about the fact that Brick said they didn't see no Kanye West, he wasn't walking Kanye nowhere. We had also previously heard, Jay Prince had Gilly read the text messages between Kanye West and
facts.
Wack. Do you think Kanye West was having anything to do with Wack there, or is that just something you just don't know?
I don't think Kanye messed with Wack and Game how they make it. I think everything probably with their little connection was
Why
probably the
here?
biggest.
Because they
I
live near each other?
I think with Kanye and them was all because of the sex tape stuff, man. With you know what I'm saying? I I think their little relationship was all because of that. Because I'm pressing them for that. Because it's a video where Kanye is coming to Kim Kardashian. I'm like, you know what? We don't gotta worry about it no more. This is the other half. When we know that Wack was talking about it so much.
Very odd, man, that comes out so many years later like that. Like,
Exactly.
really?
I'll tell you one thing, Kanye crazy. If he really did pay them that bread, it's like, bro, like,
Well, bro, he can pay. That's why he said to Whack 100.
hmm
He said, "How much money does the woman want? Like, for crying out loud, just say a number, or this
yeah,
business is just too confusing for me."
yeah, that's true.
It's like
That's true.
2 million. Okay.
Oh my goodness, man, that's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Like, it's like it's not no secret no more. Why even care?
But so let me see right here. So Brick is like, I could put some footage up, and you might tear this apart, Twizz. You might absolutely tear this apart, man. But that's why you're here, brother. Brick said I could put some footage up here right now on the dead homies, but I effed up the footage when I was calling my homie's phone. He wasn't coming down there with no cameras. We was coming to crash your ass. What do you make about that? He said he could put up some footage, but he kind of messed it up when he was calling the homies.
Why even mention it if you ain't got the footage? Right there now, it just sound like you just adding icing on the cake, just trying to back it up. It's like if somebody is there and they talking about, you know what, yeah, we did this and did that, but the dude that's saying it, no, they didn't do nothing. That leads back to what I'm saying is, okay, you pulling out cameras, you recording, your homie called this and that. But Wack, like I said earlier, the same one that disrespected nobody. People was upset when Kodak Black said what he said to you know, Nip wife or whatever. People was upset at Kodak, bro.
But he's young, right? Or something like that. He's young,
He
he's childish.
he's young, but what he
Don't know
said was
better.
he young, but what he said is not half as disrespectful as what Wack said.
Facts.
You know what I mean? Like what he said was like it was degrading him as a man. It was belittling him. It was crushing his legacy. It was doing everything that you could have possibly done to say it at the time where you got fans and family still mourning for this guy. His trial wasn't even rolling yet. You know what I mean? For him being, gone and everything. So it's like with him saying that, bro, if that was your true brother, not only just your brother, he was a 60 also. It's no rap, bro. It's no pulling out no camera.
Well,
It's not
Twizz,
no, oh, look at watching these other dudes. You should have been right up there with them.
Twizz, he says we wasn't coming down there with no cameras to we came to crash your ass. He would go on to say, you know where we was, where we was at, there was 100 police officers. When you come out, I bet you don't come out in this city no more. Skinny Shug. This is the Skinny Shug, boy. Do you think Wack 100 is going to feel a way about going in that area after this happening to him?
I think he would be strategic. I would. Why not? Um, Next time it might not be people trying to come up and fight you. We talking about in the venue. Let somebody catch you outside of a burger joint or something like that. In that area. Who knows what will happen. Look at what happened to Nipsey Hussle, and that's from his own team. You know what I mean? From a member from, somebody allegedly that was a part of what they come from. It's not no secret that people out here get busy. The wrong mistake, you get your soul snatched. My whole thing with Brick Baby is he's entertaining, man. I watched a few of his interviews. He's definitely entertaining. I give him that. But I don't think that he get busy. Like he just seemed like somebody that just do a lot of talking, bro. Like he just talk. Like when you talk, when you supposed to be like a G or something like that, bro. It's just certain things where it's like let your actions speak for themselves. Like I hate when people be trying to talk about like I'll do this to you, or I could have did that, or we saw you here, we could have slid up on you. We this, we that. I don't want to hear no way. You know what I'm saying? I want to hear what you do by yourself when you stand on your own 2 feet. Because even with all of that, he had a little altercation with Cowboy, and Cowboy was like, "Yeah, you call me this and that, but I'll put these hands on you. How about that?" And then he go to say, "Well, you know what? I'm not going to fight no rat or nothing like, bro. It ain't no picks when you mentioning and you talking about somebody." And people name is, you know what I'm saying? When you start mentioning people, like, don't start trying to look for loopholes and things of that nature. People just need to stay a little bit off the internet when it comes to real street stuff.
Um, so, Twizz, this is a part you were just talking about the game. Brick also had something to say about the game. Pretty crazy. He says, we was still with the Compton dudes. We was with the game after that. Shout out to the real West Coast. Dudes ain't putting no real ones in the middle of this. how much more gangster can that get, Twizz? You got so shook that you left your artists, and then they went and they partied with the game. Like, what do you think about this, Twizz? The fact that the game is actually still partying with these dudes after Wack getting run out of there or confronted out of there, whatever it was.
Well, the game is smart. The game know that it's not hard to cross paths with people. He even made it clear on interviews in the past that he disagree with things that Wack says, and he always pay homage to Nipsey. Um, he always pay homage. You know what I mean? He's one of the other artists from Cali where he mixed the red and blue. Like he said, people was upset with him because of the card he had, because it had both colors and things like that on there. So I feel like the game play his card smart by making it known that this is my manager, but I disagree with him with a lot of things. So the game play it safe, man. He plays it very safe.
Crazy situation right there, man. We're just
It
gonna
is.
wait on some footage though. If anything really drops, I mean, there was footage with no audio of Wack by some security guards. You said they were police officers, though, Twizz. Definitely police officers.
I mean, it could have been one or the other. I didn't really get a chance to really zoom in and see. We would have to see if they badges say something like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know how they cops look out that joint. So it's like, you know, we would have to see a zoom in on a badge. But whoever it was, whether it was security or whether it was the popos, man, it's like they didn't seem like, when things is about to happen where their defense would be up. Like, all right, back up now, back up. It was none of that. You know what I mean? So I
Yeah,
don't think it
from
was.
watching that, it almost didn't seem like a confrontation.
It didn't. They looking around. They looking down at the ground. They walking back and forth. It's just like, you know what I mean. To how it looked to me, it was like that could have been fans right there that was recording them. It could have been. It don't seem like I don't understand it if these guys is G's like that. Goons, I don't care. Like I said, I don't care if it was three of them. It seemed like nobody attempted to get to him. You know what I mean? Like it was no attempt.
So, Twizz, I want to bring up a bonus topic. Hot topic right now. One of one of Puff Daddy's top executives, one of his managers actually from the past. I'm not sure if he was a manager or what, but he was one of his executives, James Cruz, actually spoke in a Vlad TV interview with Sean Prez. He spoke with him about 50 Cent's G Unit record label. He said that he really wished that 50 Cent could have done more with G Unit as a record label. So I want to actually address that here right now. So I want to talk about like if we think 50 Cent failed when it came to G Unit as a record label.
I think if 50 would have been trying to push G Unit for too long, that he wouldn't have probably got the break that he got. He wouldn't have maintained the success that he ended up getting. G Unit was to the point where they got a lot of hits. And shout out to everybody in the chat. Don't go in on me too much for all the G Unit fans, but some of their music was ending up kind of boring. You know what I mean? It's like,
give me an example, Twizz. Are you talking about Hands Up on Lloyd Banks' second album? Or what are you talking about?
I'm talking about stuff like that. I'm talking about like he was running out of ideas like window shop or like it like you know what I mean? It's like like comparing window shopper to when to to like the energy that he had on Get Rich or Die Trying to comparing like window shopper and things like that to many men. You know what I mean? It's like the energy from the music, it's just started drying out. And I feel like 50 was one of the main artists where his music was like going down himself. I feel like Banks was always on fire.
Yeah,
Um,
focusing in on 50. Yeah, let's focus in
yeah,
on 50 because
yeah,
yeah, he did have momentum at first, going from Power of the Dollar, going to Guess
facts,
Who's Back, blowing up with
facts.
Get Rich. Okay, we accept the massacre, but
Mm-hmm.
it was a little bit less of what
Exactly.
Curtis comes. It's much less. It's probably about 50% of the massacre, maybe less.
Exactly. It's like, bro, like this is something that you would hear on the elevator at JC Penney's or something. Once you know his like the ending of his stuff, like it was like, it's office
Especially that
music.
song called Fire. Especially that song called Fire with Young Buck and the girl Nicole from the Pussycat Dolls.
Yeah, I think 50 himself started realizing that he's not gonna be able to maintain on the music stuff. I don't think that he probably it would have been bad if it's like your group is outshining you and you the top dog music wise. You know what I mean? So also numbers. When you a regular citizen, we see these artists and we think they doing great, but normally years down the line, we be seeing certain artists and stuff like that.
Well, AWACS, Twizz
Mark
pretty
50
much
had.
just agreed with that. Twizz pretty
Yeah,
much just agreed with the fact that 50 Cent was on
bruh,
fire from '02, pretty much from 2000 with Power of the
bruh.
Dollar, all the way till '07 when he dropped Curtis. That's when
Who
50's run pretty much ended, Wax. So we're pretty much
yeah,
the same train of thought with you. So let's go into
exactly.
the G Unit albums. We got how many G Unit albums would you say we got? You were just talking about the Window Shopper. That also
What
had
is it like?
Hustler Ambition. That was the Get Rich or Die Trying soundtrack.
Yeah,
The Beg
yeah.
for
What is it like?
Mercy.
Yeah, what is it like 5 or 6?
Nah, there's only three, bro. In reality, there's only three G
Okay,
Unit albums. Then you had after Terminate on Sight, it was over. Do you remember Terminate on Sight with Rider Music Part 2?
I don't remember that album.
I like the way she do it.
Oh yeah, I remember that song right there.
Right.
Yeah, by that time it's like the album to be like them Jones just started getting like what I mean like 50 towards the end to me, bro. 50 biggest recognition music wise was the beef with the Locks, the beef with Rick Ross. You know what I mean? Was all that era right there. That was like the last era of people really being 50 dropped something like what I mean, where people was really trying to pay attention to the music, bro. But you know, um, just like bro said in the comments, like yeah, that's exactly like '02 to '07. If you gonna mention '02 now, you talking about mixtape era. You know what I'm talking about. You got to drag mixtape era up to. We know 50
But
was hungry in the mixtape era.
but also Twiz, you're right because the people were only recognizing 50 from the beefs because the music stopped connecting at a
It
certain
did.
point. Everybody's first album did well. The Hunger for More was great. I mean, were you a fan of
Facts.
The Hunger for More? You had
Facts.
you had On Fire, you had I'm So Fly, you had Karma. Do you remember those records?
I remember all them joints. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Was it what you expected from a Lloyd Banks album?
I'm so fly like that joint. That joint had a nice kick to it.
Really
Like
good
like
joint.
yeah, like Banks is a smooth a bar kicker. Like I'm talking about. Like his music was always smooth. He never had too much energy behind his songs, but he always had bars. But it was smooth, like kind of like how Fab can do. Even though Fab can switch it up, but you can give him calm, cool beats, and he gonna deliver on them joints.
So Twiz, from the first album to Banks's second album, well, first of all, I always mention it. We had to wait 2 years and 2 months in between his first and second album. That's like
Hmm.
saying if you came out, Twiz, and you sold a 500,000 records in a week, you done sold a 500,000 units in 1 week, and now I make you wait 2 years to do that again. That's absolutely absurd. So
Yeah,
so Lloyd Banks gets the opportunity to release The Rotten Apple. He releases Hands Up, which I actually found to be a better song than On Fire. But Lloyd Banks said that he used mixtape bars on his song Hands Up. Does anybody in the chat Twizz, do you find anything wrong with Lloyd Banks using mixtape bars on an album single? Is there anything wrong with that?
Not for a true hip hop head, because the hip hop head, they respect bars, period. If it makes sense on the track, then so be it. You know what I mean? We see Kiss do it we see them do it for years, where, he'd be rapping on a song that's a hit, but his style of rapping is still mixtape style bars. You know what I mean? So if it makes sense, then yeah, you can get away with it.
So Lloyd Banks' second album, as I said, he has Hands Up. He also has Help with Carrie Hilson. You know what I'm saying? He has Help with Carrie Hilson. For some reason, this record doesn't connect. He has Cake, also a street record, which really doesn't help propel the sales up either. Why did Help with Carrie Hilson not connect? It was a little early for Carrie Hilson.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably what it was, early in the career. But we see it a lot of times, man. Sometimes you can, even if it was later in the career, we didn't heard tracks or witness tracks where they have 3, 4 superstars on the joint, and it's just not it for some reason. It just don't connect.
Well, anybody in the chat in Twizz, who should Lloyd Banks have connected with in 2005 to make an R&B song rather than, Carrie Hilson? Like who do you think?
2005, you got like Ashanti.
He couldn't have connected with Ashanti.
He couldn't have connected with Ashanti. That's true.
Although that would have went through the roof.
It would have went through the roof. It would have went through the roof. Who knows? Maybe Alicia Keys.
Why can't the man who just sold 500,000? They say worldwide he sold 530,000 units. Twizz. In the United States, he sold 440,000 in a week. I like Lady Legend. She says Sierra. Why can't this man?
Yeah, Sierra.
Yeah. Why does 50 get the song? I don't leave him alone. Do you remember the song "Leave Him Alone"?
I remember that. That joint was a hit, but that goes back to what I said, where I think 50 didn't want his artist to outshine him after a while because his music started going down. You know what I'm saying? Not saying like 50 is more successful overall, but when we talking about music and consistency, 50 music started getting dry, bro. You know what I'm saying? His music started drying out, bro. And that's when he was lit. When he was doing features, when he had features with like Sierra and what's her name, Olivia and all of that. You know what I'm talking about? Like that, them Jones, he was lit then. You know what I mean? Once he started doing certain Jones and it was just him straight on the track, and then we, like bro said earlier, we talking about he was lit from 02 to 07. Portion of that was mixtape. 09 hit, Drake dropped. It was a wrap once Drake came out. So I feel like he got out of it just in time because Drake was outshining everybody when he came out. When you counting on nothing but music sales, competition can crush you. We see it all the time. You see music, these movies with legends that made great music and hits, and they career is a roller coaster. 50 saw the future. If he would have stuck and continued to try to push G Unit, he would not be as successful as he is today.
All right. Well, Twizz, honestly, man, I really look at it like 50 Cent puts out some good TV shows. He puts out BMF. He puts out Power. He puts out For Life. You know what I'm saying?
He a great businessman.
Why could 50 Cent had Lloyd Banks, who moved 450,000 units first week. He had The Game, who moved 580,000 units. Young Buck, 260,000 units. Why couldn't he have just kept releasing albums from each of these artists year after year after year? He made Lloyd Banks, as I said, wait 2 years and 2 months. Young Buck came out, his first album in September of 2004. His second album dropped March of 2007. That's like 2 years and 3 or 4 months, Twizz. Like, he kind of shot himself in the foot making these artists wait 2 years. Did he fail them by doing that?
I don't think that he failed them. I think that he understand how the business works because with putting out albums, it comes with putting money behind it. You gotta have the budget for the videos. This was at a time where, they paying $1 million for a video. You gotta put a lot of money behind things, and I also think that he was getting more money off of artists that wasn't signed to G Unit. This was at a time where he was collabing with the major record company. You know what I mean? Like he had control of. He was pushing artist albums back. You know what I mean? Like he went through that. That's how the Locks beef and all of that happened. So he had so much control of other artists that he starts seeing a bigger picture. Like it happens with a lot of these rappers. It's like saying the Jay-Z not push Bleak enough. The Bleak not drop enough albums. You know what I mean? It's like one of them type of Jones.
I think Bleak, Beans, even Young Guns got more albums than Tony Yayo. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's about right. That's about right.
Yeah,
Definitely right. Beans. Yeah, I mean,
but Beans' issue was that he was locked up during the height of his popularity.
Yeah, Beans was kept getting tied up in things. Beans was just
Cassidy, Twizz. They were tied up when they were really supposed to be making the most money. That would have put them in the Meek Mill position, kind of, if they had got the chance to make all that money while they were out.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Cassidy got on a lot of bread being locked up for those 8 months.
Yeah, well, Beans definitely passed what Cassidy did, and Beans sat for definitely longer than 8 months. Cassidy really got hurt the most as far as with him getting arrested, because when he came out and he wasn't the best song maker, because he was trying to make some positive music, and people ain't want to hear that. They ain't want to hear "I'm an Innocent Man" from Cassidy. You know what I mean? When Beans was coming home, he was still coming home on, like an ape. Like he was still a beast, and he had a lot to say, and he spoke on his situations.
Speaking of that, man, I wanted to ask you, moving on to the next G-Unit artist, how was Philly jacking Young Buck? What was he? How did you all feel about his introduction into G-Unit? Because everybody knew Yayo, Banks, and Buck. Everybody kind of seemingly accepted Buck. It was like a new flavor. What did you think, man?
When he came out, I liked it, Buck, man. He was like nobody where it was like, to me, it was always 50 and Banks. They was like my favorite artists. But I had Buck, though.
Yayo was mine.
I like the energy that Buck came out with, you know what I'm saying? Iceberg, salute, real rap. Cassidy come out dropping "I'm an Innocent Man," and
it worked to a certain extent, or it worked to no extent?
It worked to no extent to me. Like, who was riding around listening? Like, that's not even a song you sing with. You sing along with, like, "I'm an Innocent Man."
Yo, bro, come on, man. I'm misunderstood.
Yeah, I mean, but you already beat the case. You ain't even got to talk about it no more. I can see if he bailed out and was fighting the case from the streets and then dropped the song. Bro, you already beat the case.
Y'all had one with Cassidy, man, because I remember hearing about him buzzing. And then, I got the chance to interview Cassidy a few times, and he actually answered all those questions I had from him and shit.
Yeah, Cassidy was one of the hottest rappers at that time.
All right, so we're going to move on to the other G-Unit artists that 50 Cent would go on to sign. First, we'll go with the nostalgic vibes. Mace, Mobb Deep, MOP. Man. What do you think about that, man?
It's like, I mean, in what matter? Like with them three, like as far as like,
what did you think? What did you think they could actually add to G-Unit? Was that going to be, Mobb Deep actually released one album with G-Unit.
I don't think none of them would really made too much sense, man. Mobb Deep is a brand of its own. Mace, by that time, it's like we gonna always remember him as a bad boy. I think some artists is just best to just, if you're not continuing to rock with who you originally came in the game with, I don't like it. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, G Unit is G Unit. Mobb Deep with G Unit, man. I mean, it don't add up to me.
Were
Not saying that.
you were confused about it back in the day, like when you were having conversations with friends about it?
Yeah, like I mean, when them things was happening, I wasn't really, it was like, oh yeah, you hear about it, okay. You know what I'm saying? It's like it ain't like, oh yeah, I can't wait to hear something from them. You know what I mean? It's like if the locks came with G Unit, to me it takes away from the
If the locks came to G Unit, I don't think there were ever rumors of that. Didn't 50 have a conversation with Styles P
yeah,
once telling him, yo, you need to come over? Why didn't
he
Styles
was
P take Fifth up on that, man? G Unit,
because
Interscope, D
because it
Block.
would because it would have watered them down to me. Like it to me, it would have watered them down. Just like with Mobb Deep, that's a water down.
They got watered down. They got watered down, just like when they were working with Puff a little bit.
Working with Puff is one thing, but being under G Unit and under that umbrella, to me that water them down like they legends, bro. I don't like to see that type of stuff. It's like when certain artists they have like a label and they signing people. It's like when for instance like Rick Ross signed somebody like a Marion. It's like, bro, like
I have my
you
own
got your
theories about that.
yeah. It's like I think it just takes away. Like, bro, you better off if you're not with who you was originally. You better off just putting music out yourself. That's just to me. Some people it don't make no sense, man. Like that's even with Nas getting under Jay-Z. Like Nas he get more recognition by himself. It's like after the beef with the ether and all of that. Now it's like, or the point where you under Jay-Z, like people kind of upset a true fan of the artist. You know what I mean?
All right, but Twizz, Bracken agrees. He said
Facts.
he didn't like when Mobb Deep went under G Unit, but did Mobb Deep going with G Unit hurt the legacy? Did it help the legacy, or did it just do nothing for the legacy?
I think it did nothing for it. I don't think that it hurted them, and I don't think that it helped them. Mobb Deep is love for me and Mobb Deep. It's like Benny the Butcher fans. They love Benny the Butcher. You know what I mean? They love the music that he put out. If Benny the Butcher signed with, let's just say,
Def Jam, Twizz.
yeah, but I'm just saying like he get to do his own thing. But let's just say if it's an artist like Chief Keef or somebody, I'm just throwing random names out, or Little Dirk. Let's say Little Dirk signed Benny the Butcher. It'd be like it don't make no sense to me, bro. It's
Well,
like
what
Benny
if he
the
gave him
Butcher.
$5 million, Twizz?
It would be make sense for his pockets, but as far as like the the music and the fans, it's like you are your own. Like people love you for who you are, bro. Like you don't gotta sign. And I'm not saying it because obviously these guys probably had bread that they're not going to turn the bread down. Obviously, they need the money. They still human. But as a fan of a certain artist, I don't like those later on collabs. It's like, bro, we've been Rough Riders for 10 years. Now we signing under G Unit. It's like when the artist. It's like if Nas changed his name today. Like, bro, we gonna remember you as Nas. We remember you for what we love you for. It don't really make no sense. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. If whoever you was with before, if you're not with that label or whatever, we would love to see you go independent or something, man. You know what I mean? It's just certain artists where it don't make no sense to me. And Mobb Deep, they not like they are legends. You know what I mean? Why sign under G Unit?
Well, they got a nice chunk of change for that deal, plus a couple Corvettes, I believe. Or were they
True,
twin Porsches? Was it twin
true.
or
I
Corvette?
I don't remember the cars, but that's the only thing that makes sense. It makes sense because of the money, but that runs out also eventually too.
Yeah,
You know
50
what I
went
mean?
hard with them. Out of all of those signings, I guess he tried the hardest with Mob Deep to make them connect, even though it
Yeah,
didn't really work, Twiz.
it don't. When you know artists coming in the game a certain way and carrying it a certain way. So if Jadakiss signed with Jay-Z, it wouldn't make sense. No, it would be watered down after
No,
all
no, no.
that beef.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. 2007, when Jay-Z was actually working with Def Jam, he brought Jadakiss onto Def Jam Rockefeller, and it made absolute sense because
Well,
Jadakiss is different than 50 Twiz. Jadakiss doesn't Jadakiss I mean excuse me Jay-Z is different than 50 Cent. 50's label was kind of known for gangsta pop. Jay-Z's label is known for letting an artist be an artist. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Don't get me wrong. He tried to do his thing and make the Young Guns into what they was doing and try to give these guys their personalities and shit. But I think he lets them put out more realistic music than 50 is trying. 50 always comes out with the so seductive, the on fire, the how we do. You know what I mean? These big club bangers. How long is that really going to last for, Twiz?
yeah. I mean, it lasts for a while, but to me, as a true fan, after knowing the history of of the beef that like if you think of like the locks and when Rockefeller and all them they went to beef
Well, that's
when
a
they
good
had it
point.
yeah when they had their beef situation. If anybody patched it up, it was Beans with Kiss and them. It would look crazy to a true Locks fan. I'm not talking about business wise and money wise. It would look crazy to a true Locks fan to see the Locks sign under Jay-Z after that altercation.
Well,
That you know what I mean?
didn't they put out Filthy America with I believe they put that out with Rock Nation as the locks.
I believe they did do business, but it wasn't no stamp, and it wasn't like you see a video with Kiss
With
and you
Jay
see
Z
Jay
and
Z.
Jadakiss,
Yeah,
which there
yeah,
should be, which there should be.
yeah. It would make sense now. I'm talking about like now
Jay
with.
Z probably worried about Jadakiss bodying him, Twiz.
And my whole thing is with this: when you artists, there's nothing wrong with collabing, but when you signing under somebody, I mean that just to me it just shows it, it's like you being submissive to that artist because they got the bag. Um, it's like you trading your principles and everything just because of the bag. That's just to a person like me that the next person might look at it like, you know what? All right, they because that like a lot of these beefs like it was getting like personal. That's like somebody like FBG Duck if he was still here or something like that signing under King Von to somebody like that years down the line because money is involved because of the like I feel like when there's tension that and it
Well,
a lot
allegedly
of
they had worked. Allegedly, a producer had put together a record with FBG Duck and King Von.
after the beef, after they was beefing, or that was before.
No, it was like allegedly a producer. I guess a producer had got them to do a record together or something like that. Apparently they were going to work with each other. That shit was about to be put to rest. King Von was coming to terms with a lot of his disagreements. It seemed before his passing, he was even. I think he was even going to work with NBA YoungBoy Twiz.
Yeah, well, NBA YoungBoy different. He from Louisiana. You know what I'm talking about? It's like different between like those New York rappers that was going through it. Like it was like serious between. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
they
it
don't like
was.
to work with each other. But somebody said Jay-Z already signed Kiss, but like Twiz was pointing out, at that point in time, Jadakiss and Beanie were going at each other. And I got a feeling just from what hearing as Twiz was talking about it, Jay saw that Twiz, and that made him
Exactly.
interested in wanting to help direct Jadakiss's career.
Yeah, he helped direct Jadakiss' career, but he dropped beans at the same time.
Yep.
We
And
got
then he
we
started working with
we
50 Cent.
and what everybody need to realize, like the person that said, so Kiss shouldn't sign with Jay Z. He signed with Hove, right? They did a deal, but did that help his career? Did it help his career?
and looking back in retrospect, his album increase it wasn't really there. Because
It didn't.
we all know, I guess Jadakiss has like 5 albums at this point, 5 solo albums at this
Facts.
point, including the
Facts.
original trilogy. But this I'm gonna disagree with. Iceberg says Jay-Z signed Nas too just for the flex move. I disagree
I
with
believe
that.
you.
I disagree with that. Twizz can answer why he believes it as well afterwards, of course. Everybody in the chat can throw up their opinions as well. But you got to remember the history. Nas was about to do a partnership with Irv Gotti at that point in time as well. Nas's label, Ill Will, didn't pop off. Just like Snoop Dogg's label, Doggy Style, didn't pop off. Sometimes these guys are better as a part of a foundation. So that's why I feel like Nas, Twizz, saw Irv Gotti's label wasn't going to where it needed to go, and that's why he partnered up with Jay. I don't look at it as a flex move. What's your thoughts?
The reason I agree with what Iceberg is saying is because Jay-Z and Nas was one of the most legendary, forever remembered back and forth rap battles. That was always the barbershop conversation. It was always, yo, no, Jay-Z won. No, Ether ended them. Ether is the most legendary. Like Ether is up there with Pac hit him up. You know what I'm talking about? Like it's one of them joints. Like that was the one hitter quitter. You know that he was no coming back from that. I feel as though with them two battling and going back and forth, that was like a King of New York battle, bro. Because these are two great lyricists, two great artists from New York, and they was fighting for the title. With him signing Nas, people was looking crazy. Like Hove that ball. Like Hove got that bag. Like Hove then signed somebody that was talking crazy about him, and he offered he let Nas smell the money. He was dangling it in the rope. Like, come on, Nas, come over here. I know you want this. Here goes 6 million, whatever he gave him. You know what I'm talking about? So it looked crazy on Nas' behalf at that time because people, true hip hop fans, bro, we took that serious with the Jay-Z and Nas beef. Breezy saying Big Fox. JC pulled the Obama and brought the facts.
Messed
He
up,
was like,
bro.
bro, rap like what he did was he was like, you know what, you live on this block, I'm about a whole block and you can still live here. How about that? That's what Jay-Z did. I mean it didn't I didn't like that. I was upset. And once again, like I said, when you got an artist like that signing into somebody, did that help Nas' career any? No, it did not. At that time when Nas was under Jay-Z, that's all we heard was Nas signed to him. What hits did he drop under Nas? It's like, you know what? I control this guy now for 3 years or whatever the contract is. I'm the one in charge. I'm
And
sending
the
you checks
song
to
we
feed your
remember,
family.
and the song we all remember is what, Twizz? What's the song we all remember? Black Republicans.
Oh yeah, when he was under him, right?
It's kind of sad that there's only one
Facts.
song because we all remember what happened at that point. The team it kind of transitioned over to Jay and Kanye West. They became the
Facts.
more interesting factor. Nas's album might have not performed as well as Kanye's
Facts.
shits were going crazy, bro. Kanye was selling 800,000 in a week,
He was.
900,000 in a week. Nas wasn't doing those same units.
And that goes to show that he didn't have to sign Nas for the revenue. He did it on the strength.
What do you
He had
mean?
a point to prove.
He
Look,
had to give
I'm
it
a,
a try. He had to give it a try. What if Nas came out and sold 1 million under Jay?
I'm gonna tell you what happened. Hov was laying in the bed one day with Beyonce. He's like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna sign.
They
I'm
was
gonna
on the
sign
yacht.
Nas. Yeah, I'm gonna have Nas throwing this up. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? It just was like, what if it's like if you work at a job and then you become a millionaire. It's like, you know what? I'm gonna buy the whole company. Now y'all work for me. It was so like I feel like Nas put a bigger hole in Jay-Z career at that time than anybody could have possibly have had. Nas was very disrespectful in the diss tracks, and he was basically proving to the world that I'm a better MC than y'all favorite rapper. You know what I mean? That was a dog fight. Jay-Z and Nas, that was legendary, and it was beautiful hip hop because it was no type of physical altercations behind it. It was two great lyricists exercising what they do. What we don't get to see too much no more is very disrespectful when things get blown out of proportion, where people don't keep it at hip hop, and they don't got thick enough skin to accept the diss track these days. So
Well,
that was one of the most legendary joints.
well, bro, it's not like he had Nas and Rockaware clothes.
Yeah, Iceberg crazy, real rap. He had him with the rock jacket and all that.
All right, but Cameron signed to The Rock, but Jay-Z didn't look at that as a flex move. Jay-Z did. How about
No,
that one, Iceberg? Jay-Z did not look at it as a flex move that his VP, his second in command, Dame Dash, literally signed a whole nother record label, Twizz. He didn't look at
yeah,
that as a flex move.
yeah, that was different at that time because, like you said, that was under Dame, and that's where the downfall of the Rock had came. It wasn't like they was beefing at that time. They start beefing after that.
And maybe Jay was thinking it was a little bit too soon to bring in such a big label under them. Maybe he thought that could have led to a shift in power or something, Twizz.
Yeah, facts. I think with the Cam and them, like Cam was bossing up, and Dipset brought a whole nother energy. I think it was more so that that business move was made without Hove approval,
Yep. And
because Dipset
Jay-Z,
definitely added a lot of energy to it.
yeah, and Jay-Z was on his way. Jay-Z was on his way to taking that position at Def Jam, man. So it's like, like putting Cameron onto the label to actually make all of those Dipset projects that much bigger could put Cameron in position to be a president of a label.
It could because Cameron added to his energy and his work ethic, had everything that it take to be where Hove was at. You know that he could have that could have gave Hove competition, and Hove didn't want that.
Yep. At the end of the day, that probably only cost Jay-Z 30 or 40 million dollars. And now he's close to a billionaire or whatever. You know what I'm saying? What do you think? Did that not messing with the dip sets like that? Because earlier you had said 50 moving on from G Unit into film proved to be more lucrative. Do you
Yeah.
think Jay-Z not messing with the dip set really affected anything? Could he have had a couple hundred more million right now?
I think if he would have had Dipset, I think he would have gained more revenue. Dipset was lit at that time. Dipset is one of the few
100 million?
groups. Yeah, I think he would have definitely gained a lot more revenue.
Not to mention
Dipset,
he could be sorry to cut you off, Twist. Not to
mhm,
mention he could be working them all individually now as a part of Rock Nation, touring them all over the
facts,
world, still making money. Sorry about that, Twist.
facts. No, you good, but that goes back to what I said earlier, where I got to give the exception to Dipset going to Rockefeller. That was one of the biggest and most official moves as far as me seeing a group go under a label that was already a group, and they came under this label, and they definitely like Dipset fit the rock criteria, man. Like they just gave a whole different, because you got Hove and them, they Brooklyn, Hove Brooklyn, you got Dame Harlem and all of that. Then you got Dipset coming in. They just had like, if Harlem had a style of music at that time, that's what it was. It was getting money. You see a bunch of bottles getting popped. They partying, they enjoying life. They gave a definition of Harlem. Then you had State Property too, where they was repping Philly, and it was like the griminess, like the grittiness. You know what I mean? So like Rockefeller, like at that time, they was lit. It's just unfortunate they didn't happen. But if they would have had a run, I think they would have made a lot. Picture if they were still under Rockefeller, like Jim Jones, for instance. He's active. He could still be under, Hove, even though it's Rockefeller is done with. But picture Jim Jones being under Jay-Z right now. You know what I mean? With
He is
him even
technically he is technically under Jay-Z though.
okay, yeah, I'm not sure exactly what's going on, like
His
with
last album Capo actually dropped under Rock Nation. I'm not sure Lobby Boys dropped under Rock Nation though, but his last solo album did drop under Rock Nation.
See, that's heavy.
But speaking of that, Twizz, I just put up another poll. I want everybody to vote in the poll. Before I ask Twizz, we're gonna bring it on to the other guys from G Unit, the ones that are not as much talked about. We got to talk about Olivia. We got to talk about Hot Rod. We got to talk about Spider Loke. Am I missing any, Twizz? Am I missing any other G Unit affiliates that you could think of? Mike Knox.
I was about to. Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Mike Knox. You know what I'm saying?
What do you think? Knox. So we got Olivia, the first lady of G Unit. My suggestion: why didn't 50 just sign Ashanti? Why not just offer a big money contract?
I don't know why, especially after like Irv Gotti and them got tied up. I think that would have been the perfect time. I think Ashanti would have took the deal. You know what I'm saying? Because she wanted, she was, she separated herself from them at the time when it was going down, as you should. Don't nobody expect her to, be involved in that and those type of actions. Even her and Irv Gotti, they had like an issue at that time because I guess Irv that she's supposed to be riding, but bro, she a R&B singer. You know what I mean? She's not meant to stand tall or be, riding with when things get nasty like that. She's trying to, pursue her career in music.
Do you remember Olivia's first single, Twist It, with Lloyd Banks?
I would have to hear it. I don't know it from off the song, but I know it was just crazy because me and my wife last night, we were just listening to some old Olivia.
What were you guys listening to? My favorite song from her is that So Sexy song.
I know what song you're talking about, but what was that other joint? What was it? Best Friend? Best Friend?
Yeah, Best Friend. Yep,
Best Friend, yeah. Yeah, we were just listening to that joint last night.
50 really gave her the alley oop, but I really feel like he messed up putting Best Friend on the Get Rich or Die Trying soundtrack. Why not release Best Friend with its own album?
I know that joint should have definitely been on its own album. That joint was a banger. It's also her, like, you know what I mean? And we spoke on the Sierra. I know she wasn't under like G Unit umbrella, but
that was 50's girl.
Yeah, like he could have probably, signed her. Like he probably could have really,
that's a good point.
Did some type of grinding at that time to sign her, and like with who else? Hot Rod.
Yep, we got Hot Rod. He got the big single with Mary J. Blige.
True. I don't know what's up with Hot Rod, but I do feel as though I think 50 probably had more focus on like Banks, Yayo, and Buck at that time. You know what I mean? Like trying to figure out should he keep pushing them? You know what I mean? It was to the point where it was like I think 50 just got certain, like with Mike Knox, period. Like
Mike Knox actually got locked up. That was his issue in like 2000 and when was it that he got locked up? Twizz it wasn't 07, was it?
I believe so. He got locked up. I was locked up with him. He was on the same block over at House of Corrections. And it was crazy because he'd be on the phone with Banks and all that in jail. People was like, people was fans at the end of the day. So it was just crazy. But that was, he had got locked up for that. At that time when he had got locked up, back around like 07, that was for some old stuff.
Yeah, let me see. It was actually, I want to say he got locked up for the 7-year stint though in 2012 after that whole gunplay incident.
Yeah, the long drink that was definitely later. He actually knew he was going in for that. Yeah, that was right after the gunplay joint and all that. So that was for some old stuff too. You know what I mean? But when he came out, he still got a great relationship with 50. They got a brotherhood. It's deeper than music with them too. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be surprised to see Mike Knox on one of 50 series or something in the future because they like, they like really friends is deeper
Yeah,
than that.
yeah,
Because
for
we all
sure.
know, like, when he got released from the feds, 50 sent the what you call that joint, the
Sprinter van.
yeah, he sent the Sprinter up there and all that to pick him up. So, they got like a behind the scenes relationship.
That's
But
what's
later on in life, I just feel like 50 not focused. He's not focused on music. He do a song. He putting that joint on one of his shows. You know what I mean? He more pressed about having songs for his series nowadays. It seemed like Kid,
Yep. Kid was brought up. Twizz.
facts.
Kid was brought in for the what was it? The second coming of G Unit? Would you call that the third coming of G Unit or the second coming? It'd be the second coming, right?
Yeah, I would consider it the second coming.
What do you
I
is
would consider that the second coming.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess there's no third coming of G Unit yet.
Yeah, I don't think it's no. I don't think it was the third coming.
So what'd you think about Kid joining the unit though? They add another Southern flow.
I mean, it made sense. You know what I mean? I feel like if you look at the history, 50 went crazy when he connected with a West Coast artist. So with him bringing the South artists in, like you got like Buck and all that, like it just brought an extra energy. Like it wasn't no what they want to call it, geographical type of label where it was like we're gonna spread it out. You know what I mean? I think it made a lot of sense, but it didn't really go too far. You know what I mean? As far as like on a success level, as far as like a consistent run and nothing like that.
Facts. That's true. That's true. So then we could move on to another member of G Unit, the West Kept Secret. 50 Cent signed Spider Loke from the West Coast. Young Buck actually brought Spider Loke on the scene at the Shorty Wanna Ride video shoot. 50 Cent heard him spit, brought him alongside the crew now, man. What do you think about that whole situation?
I mean, I think 50 was just given opportunity. I was never too big of a fan of Spider Loke. Nothing against him, but like his music, it was never really too catchy to me. Not saying that he's trash or nothing like that, but um his music was never like, oh yeah, that's what they need type of guy, you know what I mean? Spider Loke, he just was like a 50-50 artist to me. I didn't see no type of bright future with them bringing him on.
Ryan Jeffries said Kid should have been the next Wayne on G Unit. Any chance of that ever happening, Twizz?
It could have been possible. I think 50 would have had to play more of a Birdman role if we want to speak of that. You know what I mean? He would have had to, like Birdman, he gave artists more of a chance and he pushed them. You know what I mean? Also, I think a big issue with G Unit was the choice of the beats. You know,
Also,
beats and
the themes, like I was saying earlier, just
ex-
trying to do all those anthems. Like, how long is that really
exactly,
gonna last for?
exactly. We need some stuff like we come from the era where the albums was one thing, but mixtapes was everything. Mixtapes kept the people hungry to show that was like a warm up drill for an artist. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I highly doubt Twizz is gonna know about Precious Paris. Twizz, Precious Paris. Do you remember Precious Paris?
Man, Ryan, Mikey, you actually absolutely right. I don't. That Precious Paris. That sound like a movie from back in the day.
Neighborhood All Star says Kid wasn't there lyrically, Twizz.
Well, that's the thing when like You don't have to be lyrical to make a good song. It's a lot of lyrical artists that can't make a good song. You know what I mean? That's where it get tricky with hip hop. We see it as time went on.
Malik says Banks wasn't bigger than the Game. Game was the biggest 50 Cent had. Twizz?
I agree as far as Game has star power. Game has star power. I love the Game with G Unit. I'm not even going to trip, bro. Banks was more of like a feature artist. Like um Game, he just was a star. He was a bigger star when he was with 50.
He said
If you
Banks.
ask me.
He said Banks, they think I'm Yayo's replacement. Nah.
Yeah. Yeah, my AirPod just died too, Mikey. I don't know if you can still hear me clear.
I can hear you, but let me see.
Okay.
Is it getting a little reflect? DJ Pauly D was there. So was Paris. No, Paris Hilton was with Cash Money. Pauly D was with G Unit for a little bit of time, though. Yeah. Yeah, Twizz. What's good? You got to tap out, Twizz?
Yeah, I'm about to tap out. My AirPod had just died, and my phone is super low. I don't want to mess the stream up or nothing.
No worries, Twizz. Just give a little drop for your Instagram, for your social media, for your YouTube. I'm going to post it up.
All right, definitely appreciate it, man. You already know it's SB Twizz, the Hood Blogger. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. It's always all love, man. We all voice our opinions. It's no such thing as a right or wrong. We just voice our opinions on here, man. But we keep it raw and uncut, man. True hip hop heads, man. Make sure y'all stay tuned in to Report Card Radio Live Familiar, man. Make sure y'all if y'all new to the channel, hit all notifications. Peace out. Andy, AC, you know what I'm saying? I see you, AC. You already know how we carry it. Much love and respect. Follow me on, you know what I'm saying, YouTube and all that. The Hood Blogger. Real rap. Love is love, man. You already know.
Twizz,
IG
any new
_
videos?
Twizz.
I know you're going to be on this coming weekend, but let the people know what you got dropping this coming week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You got new videos coming this week?
Definitely, man. Stay posted, man. I'm gonna get on it. You know what I'm saying? Me and my fam, we just got off vacay, so I've been off for a little minute. Yeah, I mean, but I'm gonna be back on it, man. Appreciate you, Iceberg. Make sure y'all sub. You know what I'm saying? Y'all never know what y'all might catch on the channel, man. I got interviews. I blog the city. You know what I'm saying? All types of things. I just touch up on topics, man. You know what I mean? But, y'all can either catch me there or y'all gonna see me on Report Card Radio Live Familiar, man, with my brother Mikey T, the movie star. Follow me on the gram _Twizz215. Y'all just make sure y'all stay tuned, man. It's much love and respect. Y'all know how we carry it. Everybody stay safe.
Hell yeah, Twizz. I appreciate you tapping in, answering
sure,
all
always.
for the people. It's always great having you on the podcast, man. We'll see you this coming week.
For sure, man. I'm there, man. You know how we carry it. Much love, Mikey. I'ma holler at you, bro.
Got that Brooklyn accent. Peace out, my brother.
All right, you all ready. Salute.
Neighborhood All-Star says, yeah, she was with Cash Money. That was in regard to Paris Hilton. Yeah, Birdman had brought Paris Hilton on for a little minute. She had done a whole album with Scott Storch. I believe, was it the whole album? I'm not too sure. Really couldn't tell you, but they did an album together where Storch at least did the lead single. Fat Joe featured on it. Fat Joe actually featured on it. And a couple other rappers featured on it, because Storch reached out to them and shit like that. So Birdman was actually signing everybody up, you guys. Birdman was signing everybody up. Like if we talk about 50 signing a bunch of artists, Birdman signed much more artists. One of them being Paris Hilton, man. Pretty crazy. Nothing really ever got put out with Paris Hilton and Cash Money. She did appear in a video with Young Thug, though. Pretty cool. Free Young Thug. And go check out that video. 50 Cent's new artist is Mike Knox, and he goes hard. Hell yeah, Mike Knox definitely goes hard. Would love to have him on the channel for an exclusive interview. You know what I'm saying? To promote whatever he's got going on. I know he has a little group called the Block Boys, the Back Block Boys. He's got a whole bunch of Philly talent within that group. And I'm talking about major artists. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about major artists, you guys. So much love to Mike Knox, man. And much love to my bro SV Twizz for tapping in on the live video tonight. You know, Twizz always comes with those great opinions. And, you know, he just keeps it real. That's what's one of the best things about having him as a co-host, you know, just going back and forth with great conversation. The fact that he can answer all the fan questions, or all of you, excuse me, guys, answer all of you guys' questions that send it in, you know. Dude is in tune. Andy is funny as hell. He said, when you said the Birdman role, I thought you meant not pay him. Well, you know, God, man, come on, Andy. You know, we've seen videos of Birdman cashing people out big sums of money. We've seen those videos of him cashing people out big sums of money. I'm talking like $250,000 in a plastic bag. Neighborhood says Lloyd Banks was the biggest artist off of G Unit. I mean, Lloyd Banks released the most albums on G Unit. He released his first 3 albums with G Unit. I don't think any other G Unit artist actually released that many albums. Banks dropped Hunger for More 1, Hunger for More 2, and Rotten Apple all on G Unit. So if you're talking about in regard to how many albums. Yep, exactly, Ryan. Birdman signed Fred Durst, Limp Bizkit. He signed Mystical. He signed Busta Rhymes. He signed all types of people. He signed Bow Wow. He signed Chopper, Young City. You know what I mean? He was doing all types of things. Why? Because you got to find something that may connect. Yep, Twizz's insight is on a whole nother level. Yep. Nah. Paris was signed to Cash Money, but Chanel West Coast was actually signed to Young Money. Yep, Chanel was signed to Young Money. Then she went on that show. It was called, what was the show called, you guys, that she was on? It was called like Outrageous or something like that. She was on some television show. Chanel West Coast, pretty dope, but we never really got to see her focus on her music career. Don't really know why. I don't really remember when I watched it. I saw it one time. Why? Don't really remember it because of the fact that I never covered it. You know what I mean? I never really covered that. Maybe I should. You know what I mean? If you have any ideas, if you guys have any ideas about what you do want me to cover in the future, you can always just put that in the comment section, and I will consider doing a video on it. Was it called Ridiculousness, Andy? Yeah, that's what it might have been called. You know what I mean? Like, you guys know I'm not really that much of a TV guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm not that much of a TV guy ever since Rap City was taken off the air and shit like that. But I do be watching. I'm more of a movie guy. I mean, it's in the name, Mikey T, the movie star. And I want everybody on here to follow me on social media because it's easy. All you got to do is go to Instagram and follow me, and I'll put it right here. Yep. Kasky was another one signed to Birdman. Kasky's actually a dope artist. He's still doing a lot of shit as well, releasing a whole lot of music, working with a couple different people. But I was into his music. Like, one of my favorite record is actually his Clubhouse record. That shit was dope, man. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I want everybody in here to follow me on social media. Why? Why are you gonna follow me? Because I smoke big blunts. I talk about the best hip hop, man, and I runs this shit, man. I actually interviewed Mad Links. I actually interviewed Mad Links about replacing Big Tigger. Yeah, Big Tigger is dope as hell, man. Really loved the show then. Sorry, y'all baked. What's up, Brezzy? Brezzy, right? Appreciate y'all for tapping in on this live with me, man. Smoking big gas, man. Smoking big gas. All these other bloggers smoking trash, but I got a lot of new interviews coming up in the very near future, man. Just so y'all know, I got a lot of new interviews. I'm talking about interviews with the biggest cats in the game. I'm talking about dudes who are working on some of the best upcoming albums. I'm talking about dudes who are actually working with some of the biggest groups. Yeah, 50 dissed the hell out of James Cruz. James Cruz just said he really wished that G Unit would have went further. You know what I mean? That's why I'm having this conversation. You know, did 50 Cent fail G Unit? You know what I mean? That's why we're talking about all of the artists that have signed under the G Unit umbrella. That's why we're talking about all of the artists that 50 Cent has released album from under G Unit Records. But also I have a poll up, y'all. The biggest record label. I want to know, what do you guys think was the biggest label out of these four? You can only do four. And share this video, man. Let them know Mikey T, the movie star, is going off on live tonight, sipping champagne and smoking the finest chronic. You know what I'm saying? Biggest record label. G Unit. Disturbing the Peace. Ludacris. Luda got some albums out on that label, you guys. Don't sleep on Luda. Luda. Rockefeller Records, you guys. Rockefeller, y'all. Rockefeller Records or Dipset. Guys, I want to go over some of the albums from each of these labels. You know, Disturbing the Peace came to be after Ludacris moved so many units. Ludacris's album sales were amazing, so much that Def Jam gave Ludacris the opportunity to run the southern division of the label. You guys, I could make 20 videos about Ludacris working on Disturbing Peace while he was at Def Jam and beginning work on Def Jam South. I could make 20 videos on that. We could make some of the most amazing hip-hop content. It's interesting shit, you guys. Look at the label that Luda put together. You had Luda. You had another catchy rapper, much different than Luda. You had Chingy. You had him move on to actually bring, he had his other artists that he had signed to the label, like I-20 and shit, who actually got an album out on. He put out an album from I-20. Luda had 2 record deals spanning from, it was Def Jam, and he also had a deal with, who was it, Priority or something like that. Let me see. Give me 1 second. I want to say it was Priority, but let me just make sure I got that correct. Excuse me, guys. It was Capital. It was actually Capital. So Luda had a label deal with 2 different labels. You know what I mean? He actually went on to, you know, find success with Bobby V, an R&B singer. He found success with Chingy. You know what I'm saying? Ludacris had his thing pop. Let me see. Disturbing the Peace. But then he went on to sign other people like, you know, 2 Chainz and shit like that. So he was really doing his thing. Field Mob, he even did a deal with. He had a lot of people down with him. Shauna, of course. Even Sharifa. When the hell was Little Scrappy down with Disturbing the Peace, though? I seem to remember that very briefly, huh? Somebody in the chat, please tell me if you remember Ludacris working with Little Scrappy. So Rockefeller, obviously, we all know about Rockefeller, man. Rockefeller has a couple different eras. I mean, now it's obviously bridged into Rock Nation, but Rockefeller Records, obviously, let's see. Should we do the discography? Yeah, they got J albums, Beanie albums, Bleak, Cam, Freeway, Diplomat album, Jewels' album, the first one, Kanye West's first album. Jewels' album actually dropped before Kanye's. Let's see. August 19th, 2003 for Jewels, and Kanye West followed him in February of 2004. Yeah, Scrappy was with G Unit. He was with Little John. But from what I'm reading here on Wikipedia, it said that he was actually with Disturbing the Peace too. Crazy as that sounds, man. So look at this grouping of albums that look at the grouping of albums that Rockefeller actually has. The Young Guns, Thierry Marie, couple Young Guns albums, couple Freeway albums, couple Beanie Siegel albums, all the Kanye West albums up till his fourth. That's 4 albums with Kanye West from from College Dropout, Late Registration, Graduation to 808s and Heartbreaks. Let me make sure those other. Oh wow, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. Wow, and then the Watch the Throne. Jesus. Wow. It's got to be Rockefeller, man, without even having to look at Dipset, because some of the Dipset albums dropped on Rockefeller, you guys. Some of the Dipset albums actually dropped on Rockefeller. Rockefeller had a much more extensive catalog than G Unit, so I really got to give it to Rockefeller, you guys. And right now in the chat, G Unit is leading with 46%. Followed by Rockefeller with 39%. So everybody vote in the poll right now. If you want your voice to be heard, you can vote in the poll. Also, we've got Dipset in third place with 11%, followed by Disturbing the Peace with 4%. That's what the rankings are looking like right now in the poll. I want you guys to also check out the new music video. Like I said, anybody who drops a comment on Bella K's new video featuring Kenza, it's called Right For You. I've got it pinned up. Whoever drops a comment on that and then tags me, take that comment, take a little snapshot of it, tag me on your Instagram, and I will follow you back, man. Yeah, I was about to get into the films as well, but really I'm looking at it in none of the other Dipset, obviously. Cameron has a couple different films. He's been involved with films. He's actually directed a film on his own as well. So I really wish he would have got that second Kill a Season down, though. I had heard a few things about it, but obviously that was a little bit premature. G Unit mixtapes were heat. Yeah. Yeah. Hell yeah, B-Lo. The G Unit mixtapes were heat. You know what I mean? And then the G Unit album was just my favorite group album ever of all time. There's not a better album, the group album. Like, somebody let me know the better group album. Somebody let me know a better group album. You know what I mean? Than you know what I'm saying? Outlaws, Junior Mafia, you know what I'm saying? Even the Lox's albums, I would have to go with Beg for Mercy over. Maybe I'm being a little bit wild. State Property. I wish Twizz was still here so he could shut me down if that was the case. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I feel like that was my favorite group album. Beg for Mercy. Exactly. Well, you're right. You just got me. Wu-Tang definitely got Beg for Mercy for sure. My dude got me right there. Wu-Tang, definitely. But we're not putting Wu-Tang down as a label, though. That's the thing, because G-Unit was record label. Disturbing the Peace was actually a record label. Rockefeller Records, Dipset, Diplomats. Wu-Tang, they actually all split up. All the guys actually split up pretty much, to do their own thing rather than be a part of a record label that would be pushed somewhere. You know what I mean? Rough Riders. I was going to say Rough Riders, man. I was going to say Rough Riders too, Andy. You already know it. Appreciate you for saying it, though. But yeah, I still got Beg for Mercy as my favorite group album. You know what I mean? I still got, you know what I mean? Even over, you know what I mean? Wu-Tang album, 36 Chambers, you know what I'm saying? I still got, and I might catch a lot of flack for that. I might catch a lot of flack for that, but I'm going with the G Unit album. That was actually pretty much. Oh, are you Neighborhood All-Star? Are you going with the No Security album? You want to go with the No Security album over Beg for Mercy? Hey, I respect your answer, man. Everybody's got their answer. Locks is fire for sure. One of my favorite ever things that Styles P and Jada did was the Miss Jackson record, which I got to go play after this stream. Definitely got to go play that shit after this stream just one time. Sorry, Fifth. It was just a cool ass record. You know what I mean? I think 50 can respect that nowadays, though. You know what I mean? It's not like back in the days when 50 was kicking people out of his record label just because they wanted to work with the game. You know what I mean? Yo, I want to do a record with Nas. Okay, I don't like you anymore because you want to do something to progress your career. We might have to talk about that. We might have to talk about that. Yeah, Iceberg, we might have to talk about that. What about the Violator album, Bravehearts? Yeah, Bravehearts, for sure. You know what I mean? 50 actually featured Nas and Jungle. You know what I mean? 50 actually featured them on his album. So 50 obviously had his. Well, I mean, they worked with him, so he was very respectful of it because they were in a higher position than him at the time. You know, the Bravehearts, they were right by Nas, and that was in a further position. So for him to get both of them on the album was like, in reality, it's kind of like when you go. I'm trying to think of a good analogy to when somebody would get Jungle and Nas. You know, they would be like overly hyped about Nas. You know, it'd be like, oh shit, we got Nas. It'd be like you got Big L. Oh man, I don't want to see that. It's like you got Big L and you got Herb McGruff too. Herb McGruff is amazing. You know what I mean? It's, you know what I'm saying? It's like that. You know what I mean? It's like a situation where it's like, all right, we got Rick Ross, but we got Gunplay too. All right, we got to keep Gunplay on the track. But can we cut Gunplay out of the track? You better not cut Gunplay out of the track. You better not cut Herb McGruff out of the track. Oh, you already know that, man. You already know that, man. But to each his own, man. To each his own. I don't know why. Actually, we're not going to get into that tonight, man. That's a conversation. The firm is a conversation for a whole nother day, man. Because in all honesty, man, that that dips into a whole lot of different conversations, man. Thank you, Nay. Appreciate you, Neighborhood All-Star. He said Beg for Mercy album is classic, no doubt. Yeah, I just find it really easy to listen to track for track. You can really get through that whole thing. Maybe it gets a little repetitive with the 50 hooks because they don't switch it up too much. You know what I mean? Because they don't switch it up too much when it came to the first hooks. But in all honesty, looking at their second album, TOS, I love the fact that 50 did most of the hooks. Like he did like 95% of the hooks on the album. So like I was happy with it, man. What we chiefing on tonight, bro? This is what we chiefing on, bro. I got some runts on deck, man. I got some runs on deck tonight. Hold on one second, man. I did not finish that out. I was about to say, man. But yeah, you guys, I really appreciate y'all for tapping into the stream tonight. I need everybody on here. If you're not subscribed, subscribe right now, man. Subscribe to the channel right now, man. Much love to Cali. Much love to Cali in the building. I want to know where's everyone from and what are you smoking? Well, yo, Smooth, appreciate you for tapping in. I want to know everybody in here right now. Where are you from? What are you smoking? That's what we usually do at the beginning, but everybody's in here right now. So I want to know what parts of the United States are tapping in. I want everybody watching this video. You don't need to be shy to actually drop a comment. This is a video where you're actually going to get a response from the person in the video. That's right, you guys. It is interaction time. It is open question time. We've gotten through the topics. Wack 100 going through it, getting chased out of the game show. 50 Cent failing G Unit. Did he fail G Unit? We also talked about DJ Vlad, Blue. We talked about Blue, Yung Bleu. If you don't know him as Blue just yet, he's getting it together. You know what I'm saying? He's getting it together. And Boosie. If anybody missed any of those topics, you can either rewind the video and check it out, or you could send a super chat and I'll discuss it again. But right now, I'm wondering, what's everybody smoking? I'm wondering, where are you all from? I want everybody in my chat to know that you guys can interact in here. This is the most interactive live podcast. You are watching the Mikey T, the Movie Star podcast. I'm going to have special guests on this week, like my co-host SV Twizz. Appreciate him for joining me on the podcast. I'm going to have special people joining me on the podcast all week, you guys. I hope you're going to be hyped for it, as you are every night for the Mikey T, the Movie Star podcast. Just know that's what this shit is called. You're like, yo, what am I doing tonight? What am I doing tonight? Oh, I'm watching the Mikey T, the Movie Star podcast. Why? Why am I watching the Mikey T, the Movie Star podcast? Because he's talking about the hottest shit going on in hip-hop. He's not on there just repeating different shit that other people already heard. He's actually in here having live conversation, actually getting into it, really detailing subjects. But I want to know also what y'all are doing. I want to know where you're from and what you're blazing. So let's get to it a little bit. Smooth says he's blazing on some ice cream cake. Is that the award-winning ice cream cake, bro? I always see it at the dispensary. It's like award-winning ice cream cake. And it's like I buy it. I get the ice cream cake, right? And then it's just never to what I would really expect. So let me know if I'm tripping on that or if that's actually the award-winning ice cream cake. Yeah, My Buddy track is hard. And I really like the remix that they let Tony Yayo do. Might have been a jail remix, but Tony Yayo did a little remix to it, which was pretty cool. It was actually, I believe, I want to say it was released on the documentary or something along those lines. Bank snap, yeah. Bank snapped on My Buddy. Is that what you're saying? Bank snapped on My Buddy. Let's go get a quotable. Lloyd Banks, My Buddy. Let's get a quotable right here. If you're saying that Lloyd Banks snapped on My Buddy, I think we can get that. I think we can get a quick quotable from Lloyd Banks. He said, no, okay. Nope. Okay. Yeah, I'm not really finding anything here, you guys. It's like one of those things where you got to read the whole thing. I'm thinking, because he's like everywhere I go, I got to tag along, because my buzz getting strong and they mad I'm on. He ride with me when I pass the mall and wait for me on the bench when I run a game of basketball. See what I'm saying? Like, what? No disrespect to Banks, you know what I mean? It's obviously drawn out rap. One squeeze will make a bastard fall, gasp and crawl. You need a bulletproof vest, mask and all. Bring your buddy when it's time to roam, because I got hit the last time I left mine at home. Those are the Banks lyrics I do remember from that track, though, because I got hit the last time I left mine at home. My hand bling full of platinum and shine is chrome. Yeah, he's lit on this one. Let's see if Buck's got anything on here. He's like, at first they wouldn't listen till their head go off. Remember, it was broad daylight in the middle of New York, and little did they know we was ready for war. Bet that dude wished he'd never stuck his head out the door. Yeah, Buck be on some shit. Buck was on some gangsta shit on the albums. That's what you loved about Buck, man. Somebody find me the Tony Yayo lyrics for that shit, man. Oh no, you guys. Brick Baby definitely said he did, y'all. Yo, much love to DC. Appreciate you. Los Angeles. Oh, okay. Neighborhood All Stars from LA. That's why he's saying that. It's a movie. It's a movie. It's a movie for sure. Whenever you're rocking with Mikey T, it's a movie for sure. But yeah, man, it's a dope live video tonight. You know, I appreciate everybody tapping in on this live video, y'all. Right now, it's open questions. Anybody has any, this is your last chance to get some open questions. But you know, I'll be back tomorrow night, 10:30 p.m. live. Make sure y'all are tapped in tomorrow night, 10:30 p.m. Don't miss this show. I do it late, so I let y'all get your shit in. You know what I'm saying? I let you make sure you go out, hook up with the Connect, get you some good chronic, hit the liquor store, get you some champagne, Hennessy, E&J, Douce, Patron, De Leon, Ciroc, Tito's for the ladies. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you're drinking, Bel Air, get some blue, get some gold, some red, whatever you want to do. You know what I'm saying? Get some Red Bull like Mikey T, get some Monster. You know what I'm saying? Looks like Monster's messing with a couple people. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you want to do, just get ready for the show and make sure you're here at 10:30, man. I try to give you all that appropriate timing. You know what I'm saying? If y'all want to tap in with me, we're always going to exactly some Hennessy on deck. Make sure. I'm a Douce guy. I'm a Douce guy as well. You know what I'm saying? I'm a Douce guy. I've been waiting to get some more, but they ain't been stocked up. Henny's tonight in the cup. Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah, man. Keep repping, man. Keep repping. Oh, yeah. We got a bunch of premiere videos this week, too. We got a bunch of premiere videos this week, too, y'all. Some crazy shit's dropping this week, man. It's going to be a big week. It's going to be a big week, y'all. You shouldn't expect nothing less from Mikey T, man. You shouldn't expect nothing less. There's pretty much content on the page every single day. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to be doing this. I'm going to be dropping content on YouTube every single day until I'm dropping content on television every single day. You hear what I'm saying, you guys? I plan on doing this shit on YouTube every single day until I'm on television every single day. Bunch of guests this week. I'm going to have some live guests as well coming on to my live news. You know, sometimes the news is pretty much dictated based on what's going on. A story could always change, but I have a couple ideas this week. I have a couple interviews this week. Hold on one second. Let me damn. You gotta love when a dude with no followers. You gotta love when a dude with no followers talk shit. Blue Hefner. Yeah, man, that would have been cool if he actually got an album out as Blue Hefner. I mean, they were marketing that pretty tough. I thought they were going to do something more with it. You know what I mean? A lot of things they were marketing, I thought they were going to do more with. It would have made a lot more sense to me then, you know what I mean? It would have been a lot more sense to me to be the Blue Hefner album than the Hunger for More 2. But shit just didn't take off the way it was supposed to. You know what I mean? Shit didn't take off the way it was supposed to. Lloyd Banks' second album was a disappointment. You know what I mean? Lloyd Banks' album was actually his second album was actually a disappointment. So in all honesty, he didn't really get to go the same place in his career as he would have liked to. You know what I mean? Doing albums like that, I imagine. If Lloyd Banks' albums would have continued to move units, all of those mixtapes would have more than likely turned into albums at that point in time. All of it. There would have been Blue Hefner albums. There would have been Money in the Bank albums. There would have been all types of shit. Probably would have been a Halloween Havoc album. You know what I mean? Damn, that weed is hitting, man. That shit is hitting, no lie. Yep, that new Banks is coming out. The Course of the Inevitable 2. You know, I'm going to be talking about the track listing of that coming up this week. We're going to be talking about Lloyd Banks' new album this week, you guys. Pretty crazy that he's already getting the second one out. I'm liking it. I'm liking the energy. Course of the Inevitable 2. I'm liking the energy. The fact that he's getting this second album out, you guys. Bringing a little bit of excitement as a fan. We're going to go over the Course of the Inevitable 1, of course, as far as a lot of the reactions, a lot of the features, the record sales. Y'all got to make sure you tune into that live this week. That's something I have planned. But like I said, any time, you know how it is with news, at any point in time, there could be some breaking news, like all of this shit with Wack 100. You know what I mean? Wack 100 at the game shoot. Wack 100 at the game shoot or the game performance where Kanye West and Lil Wayne is coming out. It's the biggest news in hip-hop right now. Also, all this shit about 50 Cent and G-Unit, Yung Bleu and Boosie. Some crazy shit going on in hip-hop right now. You know what I mean? You know, I didn't think while I was doing my thing this weekend, you know what I mean, doing editing videos, putting out videos, I didn't think that all this news was going to break. You know what I mean? You don't really expect this shit, but that's what's so crazy about hip-hop. It's always the unexpected happening, whether it's somebody's bezel falling out at an award show or somebody getting run up on at an award show. You know what I'm saying? New York is back. Yeah, Banks had that huge blue piece. He had that huge blue piece on his chain back in the day. And then after that, I want to say after that, right? He did correct me if I'm wrong. Which was it? Did he do the big blue piece first, or did he do the Statue of Liberty piece first? That big, long Statue of Liberty piece. Pause. Lloyd Banks, Rotten Apple. Great album. Maybe I'll review it one day if I get enough. If you guys if 7 people review this out, if 7 people like this video right now and bring it up to 100 likes, I will do a review of the Rotten Apple. If not, I'll just know you guys don't really want it. Oh, somebody actually took their like away because I said that about the Lloyd Banks album review. Oh, you're talking about the Statue of Liberty? That thing was really crazy big, but that was a different point. You know, Lloyd Banks at a certain point in time would say, that's why I went from having these big pendants to then having the small crosses, because the small crosses were pretty much worth the same amount as what he was saying. You know what I mean? Pretty much, you guys. But yeah, man. I had a good time on this live video tonight. I really appreciate everybody for tapping in. I'm going to say final questions. If anybody has any final questions, this will be your last chance to tune them in. But remember, we're going live tomorrow night, 10:30 p.m. Make sure you guys tap in. I'm going to need everybody to make sure they tap in. There might be some more developments on this story. We'll have to see if Wack 100 says any more about it, or if Wack 100 is going to leave it where it's at with the statement that he made, showing his face. I don't know what could possibly happen next with this Yung Bleu and Boosie thing. It's crazy how this has been taking place over the last, like Blue said, 5 interviews or so. You know what I mean? They've been going back and forth. Kind of crazy to me how Yung Bleu is denying the fact that he's running with Boosie. You know what I mean? Thinking that he's just going to pay him back $100,000 and it's going to be all good. You know what I mean? Like, no, it's worth a little bit more than that, bro. Don't discount Boosie's effort. There's a lot of difference. There's a big difference in somebody buying a feature from you and somebody investing their time and their consideration into your career actually blowing up. Yep. Yes, sir. 10:30 Eastern. I go live at 10:30 Eastern, y'all. 10:30 Eastern time. I'm in Connecticut, so I'm on East Coast time, y'all. So everybody out in Cali, I really do appreciate you guys tuning in. I would have to say it's 7:30. So I guess I know it's a little bit early for y'all. Might be out there still, hanging out and shit before you go in. East Coast. I try to be appropriate with the timing and all that, man. And I really appreciate everybody. Finding the time in their schedule to actually tune in and support the show. So be sure to let at least one friend know about the Mikey T, the Movie Star Podcast, so they could tap in, join us in the chat, and they can realize that it is a movie in here, you guys. And I will see everyone on the next episode. That's tomorrow night, 10:30. Make sure you're subscribed if you're not.